are live. What's good, y'all? It's your man, DL Saint. Welcome. I really want to know podcast, bro. How y'all feeling out there, man? How y'all feeling? Yeah, we just getting going, man. We just getting going, guys. I'm just checking everything. I'm just checking online, seeing what the feed looks like. Is it up? It's up. We sound all right. Look okay. You guys have noticed that sometimes the camera will be darker than other times. That's because when we shoot Spoken and Smoke podcast, I'll bring this camera with me sometimes and we'll use it as a backup cam. So we have to change the settings. We have brother Izzy to take care of all that because he is a genius with the tech and all the camera, audio, video stuff. But I am on the short bus when it comes to it. So I got a learning curve. So it gives me an opportunity to learn how to do my own settings, how to work the shutter speed, how to do this and do that, go from 1080p to 720 to 4K. Like I get to do all that. So that's what's up. Shout out to Spoken and Smoke podcast. Shout out to brother Izzy, Big Will, the whole nine. And shout out to y'all, man. Today, man, we're gonna talk about red pilled for life, bro. Like this whole red pill thing and the technology that we have today is really going to help a lot of men. It's going to help a lot of men. It's going to help some women too. It's going to level the playing field, in my opinion, and it's going to put guys up on game, whether they want to be up on game or not. And we're going to talk about Travis Hunter, Shannon Sharp, Matt Bauer. Matt Bauer's a Major League Baseball guy who had to clear his name when a woman came after him, professional gold digger, and just ruined his career, cost him probably hundreds of millions of dollars, to be honest with you, over the course of his career. And she ain't getting any trouble. Matter of fact, she walked away with $300,000 after everything. He proved that she lied about everything and all that crazy stuff, man. But this is the red pill world, man. It's the unplugged truth. This is how our society works right now. This is what we're going to talk about right now, guys. So let's get into it. And we are live. What's good, y'all? Welcome to the I Really Want to Know podcast, y'all. Get some indeed, man. Appreciate you guys, man, for rocking with me. We've been doing this over 2 years now. We got like almost 2,200 subscribers, man. Thank you so much, man. Shout out to y'all for making it happen. Appreciate y'all, man. Please continue to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Tell a friend and all that. We're just gonna keep grinding. I really enjoy doing this. For me, it's almost a form of therapy. I'm gonna keep it 100. I get to just see things and talk about things, and I get to interact with my folks. And I know guys are like, hey, man, you need to get back on your regular schedule. I'm getting close. Look what time it is. I'm getting close. I'm getting close to the regular schedule. But I think when school year starts, I think we'll be doing a podcast 2, maybe 3 days a week, and we'll be probably going live around 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, my daughter gets out around 4, so that gives me a window of 2 hours if I needed to do shows. But it'll be about an hour and a half show that we'll do that. And then every now and then we might do a lit sync episode. Like when I'm coming in late on the weekend or something like that, I might grab a bottle of Hennessy, a bottle of cognac and, talk about some things, get a little slippery. But, that's what we're going to do, man. We're going to continue to keep doing what we're doing. I really appreciate y'all. I really do. As the year goes on, we're definitely going to start doing some merchandise and all that. Like I'm working on T-shirts. I got 2 T-shirts now. Sister Naya made them for me. We're going to get some hoodies. You're going to see me wearing hoodies. It's going to have the I Really Want to Know logo and all that on there. And then once we figure that part out, like what items we like the most and this and that, then we'll figure out a way, like I said to my day ones, I'm going to figure out a way to get you guys these T-shirts, and then we'll open up a shop as well. So those who want to support the channel will be able to buy some merchandise. Then we're going to get like cups, like coffee cups, like coffee mugs. We'll get, all sorts of stuff like, those, what do you call those big cups that everybody walks around with? Those things. we'll get some stuff. Like we're gonna offer some things, and that money is not so I can get rich and go out here and get Lamborghinis and stuff like that. That's not that will be so we can reinvest and get bigger and continue to grow. Because we do want to get to the point where we're out in real life. I've tried it a few times. I like it. It's time consuming, and the editing part is tough. So it does take resources to do that. So, but ideally, I would like to get to where we're broadcasting live twice a week, and then maybe we're in real life once a week as well. That would be great. But we're also doing Spoken and Smoke. Shout out to Izzy and Will Ghostin, my partners in crime on that project. And that's just it's a podcast that we shoot in studio, and it's edited. It's recorded, and then we edit it, and we're gonna be putting those out here pretty soon. Really looking forward to that, hitting the scene, brand new podcaster on the scene, and a brand new platform. I think it's gonna be fun. I really enjoy doing this because there are no weight classes in this podcast world, bro. There's no weight classes in YouTube or social media. Like, bro, it's you against everybody. So, the DL Saint I Really Want to Know podcast is competing against, not just other small podcasters like myself, but, we're competing against Joe Rogan. We're competing against, Breaking Points. We're competing against Mr. Beast. I mean, dude, we're going against everybody. We're competing against NBC, MSNBC, ABC, CBS, Fox. We're all in the same mix, bro. It's like sumo wrestlers, bro. So we're just out there in the same world, competing for eyeballs, and I enjoy it. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I really do enjoy it. It's fun. It's a good time, and we get to learn a lot. So, definitely gonna continue doing what we're doing. We're gonna keep doing what we're doing. So let's get into it, bro. Let's. Last night, I put out a quick little video, a deal short about the rumors surrounding Travis Hunter and his new wife. And the rumors are crazy, man. It's crazy. And, the whole Travis Hunter story, for those who don't know, Travis Hunter is a NFL phenom. Like, he's a football player in America. This will be his rookie year, just came out of college. He finished his college up at University of Colorado and had a great season, Heisman Trophy winner, best college player in football, hands down, in my opinion. He should have won all the awards. And I think he was the second overall pick, his first round draft pick. I think it was the second overall pick, and he got chose by Jacksonville Jaguars, and that's where he's going to be playing. And he has this girlfriend who is now his wife that he's been dealing with pretty much since he was, I guess, a senior in high school. So, a lot of people was like, well, if the genders were reversed, if it were a male who was like in his 20s talking to a female who was still in high school, they would call it grooming and this and that. Yeah, it's probably a thing. I'm not arguing that point. But whatever the case, she was older than he was. He, with social media, jumped into her DMs. She wasn't interested. She's not really attracted to the guy. She wasn't feeling the dude, but she left him in her DMs. And then she finally, someone in her circle told her who he was. Like, do you know who this dude is? And she's like, I don't know who this is. I don't care who he is. I ain't gonna be with this man. Like, well, this is the next $100 million man. Like, this dude, when he comes, he's the best high school football player. He's the number one recruited college football player. Wherever he goes, he's gonna be successful. And when he leaves college, he's gonna go to the pros. Like, this is the dude. And then all of a sudden, oh, he's kind of cute. Maybe, right? It is what it is. And we all know that, game is game. We know there's no such thing as, an ugly billionaire, right? Or an ugly 100 millionaire. And this guy's an athlete. He takes care of his body. Like, he's a specimen. He's a phenom. You know what I mean? So, like, it is what it is. We got Dr. B in the building. What's good, fam? Good to see you. Appreciate you stopping by, man. But you'll be in Miami next week. I'm working this week. Oh, boy. Hey, you never know this time of year, bro. I just be popping in Miami. I was down there about almost 2 weeks ago now. Just went down for the night, man. We had dinner at Carbone's, South Beach, bro. Man, look, you're looking for a place to grab dinner. Carbones, I'm telling you, this is an unpaid endorsement. Carbones is worth it. Traditional Italian, great service, great ambiance. It's like an old school feel. They even play really cool music. They kind of it kind of jumps over all genres and all times, all eras, I should say, of music. Great atmosphere, bro. Great food. If you go, you gotta get for dessert. You gotta try the carrot cake or the lemon cheesecake. We had them both. It was amazing. And definitely if you go, make sure you order the meatballs. They have a pasta dish there. It's like a pot. It's they call it a spicy. Man, I gotta look it up. It's a spicy pasta dish. I forget what they call it. But if you order that, which I highly recommend, it's good. It's not really spicy. I don't like spicy stuff, but it's very flavorful. Make sure you order meatballs to go with that. Meatballs are not on menu, but you order them, they'll bring them for you. Like, hey, let me get meatballs with this. Bro, they change your life. I'm here to tell you, bro. It'll change your life. Brother Man Joe's in the building. What's good, fam? Orlando, bro, you just a couple hours away from me, man. We over here in Tampa, man. Definitely want to check out Carbones, man. Definitely get that. I mean, you can't go wrong. The lamb, the chicken, like whatever you get. They have one of the best wait staffs I've ever seen. All of them are top tier. So you just tell them what you want, have a look at the menu, bro. They'll make it happen for you. We wound up having 3 courses. We ordered. It was like 4 of us. We ordered a bunch of stuff. Man, I was trying to eat it all, especially the meatballs, bro. They kept trying to take them away. I was like, hold on. And they're known for, they'll bring out a bread basket, as like a pre-meal, like kind of like an appetizer or whatever. Bro, the breads are so good, man. They bring out a bread basket with, I think, it's like sliced pepperoni or something like that. Cheese, man, and that's just to get you started, bro. I'm telling you, so good. Definitely check out Carbones, bro. South Beach. There's a Carbones in Coconut Grove that recently opened, and then there's another Carbones restaurant, but they specialize in, I want to say Mexican food, and that's somewhere in Brooklyn, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, check them out, man. Check out the Carbones banner wherever you go, any of their restaurants. It's on point. And if hey, Carbones, if y'all watching this, hey, I can keep doing this. I can keep sending people your way. If you want to go ahead and show Uncle Saint a little bit of love, maybe give me a little, a little discount on my meal or something like that. You know what I mean? So yeah, bro, definitely hit up the one in South Beach. Definitely hit that up. And you can get your reservations on Open Table. Reservations can be difficult to get. It's a very popular restaurant, but definitely kind of reach out. Like, I mean, if you ain't doing nothing now, reach out now on Open Table, put in the date, and get your reservation in. If you get in the dining room, that's amazing. If they only have patio available, I would definitely take it. But in the dining room is a little bit better, but it doesn't matter where you are, man. The food is excellent. Shout out to Carbone. Shout out to them. That's for them. And of course, my favorite restaurant on the planet, Mr. Chow, is there as well. South Beach is it's at the W. It's in the W on South Beach. Definitely, if you're looking for American-inspired Asian food, you want to go there. Mr. Chow, hands down, my best favorite, my best favorite restaurant, best favorites. I think, can I even say that? I guess I can. I just did. Like, pretty booked for dinner plans, but I'll see if I can squeeze something in. It's definitely worth it. If you don't do it on this trip, man, definitely do it on the next one. And you guys know I'm on the restaurant thing, bro. So I love great restaurants and great meals. So if you got any questions about, hey, where should I go for dinner? Or where should I go for like a lunch or whatever? Hit me up. Let me know. Man, I'll take care of you. I take care of you. Brother Glenn's in the building. What's good, fam? Salute to you, brother. I see you out there doing all that hard work, man, doing this thing, bro, doing this thing, man. Keep up the good work, bro. It's shout out to Glenn. Because of Glenn, I started a Substack. I want to really work on my writing skills. You guys know I'm a stand-up comedian. And I mess around in the movie business a little bit. So I've written a couple scripts. I've done some shorts. I've worked on some projects, some small and even some mid-sized projects. But I wanted to really work on my writing. So I'm on Substack under DL Saint. And once a month, I'm releasing a short story. The first story is called The Day I Met Death. The next story will be released. I'll publish it on the 11th. It's called Contact Left. The first story is just a story of me walking in the neighborhood and what I saw that day. The second story is about two guys on guard duty. Now, every one of my stories are inspired by real events, like inspired by things that I have personally dealt with. But I am working on my creative side as well, so I'm blending the two. So I'll pull up my Substack if you guys want to check it out. Do me a favor, check out the stories. Let me know what you think. I'm gonna publish one story a month, at least for the next year, and then after that, we'll see what happens. But I'm just trying to find my voice, and it's because of Brother Glenn. Brother Glenn was he was sharing with me some of the stuff that he's doing, writing wise. And when I saw that, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna give this a try. So shout out to you, brother. I mean, that's a Don DeMarco right there. Shout out to you, fam. And Brother Glenn said, hey, by the way, officially a nonprofit. Congratulations to you, man. We created a nonprofit, that's in Thor's honor. Shout out to the memory of Thor. The nonprofit is now called the Sons of Thor. Hit me up and I'll tell you all the details of the nonprofit later. Facts, I will. Well done, bro. Well done. Good for you. That's what's up. That's what's up, man. And this is how you keep moving. This is how we keep moving, guys. Right? We put our heads down. We keep moving forward. Doesn't matter what you're doing. Just don't stay stagnant, man. Make sure you keep moving and things will happen. Things will shake. I promise you. I promise you. So don't talk about it, be about it. You know what I mean? And yep, definitely R.I.P. to Thor, man. He's a great man. You know what I mean? You have his first book. I still haven't. I'm going to have to grab that book. I'm going to have to read that because I don't have it. And I'll definitely add it to my Red Pill library because, some good books out there. And, eventually I'm going to write a proper book, a Red Pill book. I'm already working on something for the mainstream. It's kind of quasi-political, but I'm definitely going to start getting into, I think I'm going to start with ebooks and just in this space and just try to put some stuff out there. Being inspired by people like Rich Cooper, Thor, Rollo Tomasi, Myron Gaines. There's plenty of space out here for everyone's opinion, and you just never know who you're going to help. Right? Like I have so many people come up to me and they'll say, hey man, I love your version of Red Pill. And I'm just like, it's all Red Pill to me. It's all knowledge, but thank you. You know what I mean? My version of Red Pill versus someone else's version. So long as it gets through and it can help someone, that's what I'm trying to do here. So, and it's all good, bro. It's all good. So, speaking of Red Pill, man, we're going to talk about this getting red pilled for life, bro. Like this Travis Hunter thing, I did a quick video already about it, and bro, the thing is, it could be rumors. It could all be fabricated. It can all be a lie. Like Travis Hunter and his wife could be just happy newlyweds doing their thing, laughing at all this. Or it could be true. We don't know. But, there are organizations out there, in print, putting out these rumors, these allegations. And, of course, YouTube is going to do what they're going to do. But, like, check this out, man. Like, look at, this is what's on YouTube right here. I just pull the whole thing up so you guys can see it. Look at Travis Hunter goes off on his wife after demands $70 million in alimony. You'll get nothing. So, I don't know if that's true. Travis Hunter explodes after catching a wife with Jaguar's teammate. So you got the rumors out there that, she's out there smashing teammates. Breaking news, Travis Hunter's wife admits she's got pregnant on purpose and filed for divorce. Like, none of this stuff has been substantiated. None of this stuff has been proven. Travis Hunter blindsided by wife's NFL affair, teammate exposed. That does happen. You know what I mean? You got this one here. Travis Hunter steps away from the NFL after ex-wife abuse rumors, which I know that's not true. That would be something like that. Travis Hunter stepping away would be mainstream news. That would be on ESPN. That would be on Fox News. That would be everywhere. Joel Klatt would be talking about that. So I don't believe that. But just look at this, bro. Just look at this, and this goes with being famous. This is part and parcel. This is what you sign up for. People talking about, you can't cry about it, bro. You getting $100 million. You getting all this money from the NFL. You getting all this money in endorsements and all this. I'm like, yeah, you can't cry about it. I remember I had a conversation with George Clooney, and this was years and years ago. We were in Beverly Hills. He just happened to be at the same bar I was at that night. We were at Red Rocks. Shout out to Red Rocks. It's in the Sofitel. And not even sure if Red Rocks is still there, but I'm sure it's a bar in Sofitel to this day. But it got an opportunity to talk to Clooney, man. We were there for hours. And that's one of the things that he said. He's like, bro, you don't get to complain. Like, if you make it to the highest heights in entertainment, you make it to A-list status, you don't get to complain. You know what I mean? It comes with what it comes with. And you just look at this, bro. Like all this stuff, man. It's Travis Hunter getting a divorce. You know, that's a day ago. It's 5 days ago. Travis Hunter and wife divorce rumors take over NFL conversations. I told you so. Watch now. So you have all this stuff that's going on. And as you know, people are like, oh man, you know, you feel bad for the guy. I mean, I feel bad for anyone who has to go through some BS, you know, when life gets tough. But here's the thing, bro. People told him. Like, I mean, he's at that age where, you know, the red pill means something and dudes are talking red pill stuff and they're using those terms like, hey, man, you got to be careful, bro. You're dealing with a 304, man. Like, she's after your money, man. You better get a prenup. He's in that world where the people in his orbit are sending him videos. I guarantee you they told him about James Sexton and his crusade to get people to get prenups. Why wouldn't you get a prenup, bro? You know, it's just one of those things. It doesn't make sense to get married in America without a prenuptial. It simply doesn't make sense. Even like, I get it if you're poor, you're a guy, you know, you're making $30,000, $25,000 a year and you're marrying a woman who's a multimillionaire. Okay. You don't need to worry about a prenup, but she's probably worried about it. So in America, if you are the person who has less, you're going to benefit from a divorce. Gender doesn't matter. The family court system doesn't care about gender. They just want to know who has the money because they're going to take the money from that person and give it to the other person. So everyone knows that. Everyone knows that in America. So most of the world, for that matter. Eddie Murphy was talking about prenups in the 80s when he found Umfufu and brought her out of the woods. And she's like, I won't have Eddie. I won't have. Eddie Murphy was talking about that way back when. So, you know, it is what it is. You know, like I see Man Joe, like I haven't heard anything about it yet. It's the way it works. I've noticed that when you hear a rumor about something like this, right? Again, the smaller podcasters will be running out there because they want to be first with the story. So they kind of run with it. And it's, you know, it's like it hasn't been backed up. It hasn't been fact checked. They just throwing stuff out there. But then the bigger podcasters, the bigger platforms catch wind and they start looking into it. Right. And then once they talk about it, then the massive platforms jump on, and the massive platforms includes mainstream media. So it's always a slow build. I think we're past the first phase of this and into the second phase where people are asking probing questions. You know, Travis Hunter will have to sit and talk to the press about football, about what's going on, about training camp, about all this stuff. You know, someone's going to ask like, hey, there's stories out here about your private life. You know, just want to make sure everything is good. You know, you guys been married for about 6 months. You know, is everything good? And then you can normally tell when those questions come up because, you know, body language and all that. And then the other party is going to jump on social media. His wife has already jumped on social media, and she's going to jump back on social media. So, you know, and that part in there, one of those headlines was saying that, you know, she got pregnant on purpose. She's married. She's supposed to be pregnant. How you know, get pregnant on purpose? You get married first. Get married and get pregnant. That's how it's supposed to go. So, but I tell you this, if she is pregnant, man, she's really going to walk away with a bunch of money, a bunch of money just on the child support alone. And as far as alimony, I mean, there's a reason she got married in Tennessee. You guys should look it up yourself. Like, you know, what the rules are in Tennessee. There is no minimum time you must be married before you can file for divorce. And it's up to the judge to decide, you know, what's going to happen as far as the estates and whatever. Like if her name is on the accounts, right? If all that money has been commingled, if her name is on the houses and the properties that have been bought and all that, man, she's going to have a pretty strong argument in court, even though, you know, people will say, well, they've only been married for 6 months. Like, yeah, but they've been living together, I think, a few years. They've been dealing with each other. And I think he was living with her when he came out of high school. So you got that. You got like 4 years of college plus that 1 year of high school. That might be 5 years that she's been a part of his life. And then the argument. And again, I'm not a lawyer. I'm just looking at this kind of, running it through my own little brain. The argument would be, I have supported this man since he began his collegiate career. I've been right there with him for every major decision, decisions like which agent to go with which agency, what endorsement to take, what endorsement not to take. That's going to be the argument. And the judge might say, oh, that's a strong argument. That's a very compelling argument. And then you look at, where's Travis Hunter right now? Probably somewhere in the $100 million range when you lump in the money he got from, wow, guys, I'm looking outside here in Central Florida. It's a typhoon outside, bro. I just dropped my daughter off at band camp. I bet you they're soaking wet right now. But you look at the money he got from his NFL initial contract, second pick overall. I'm sure he's got plenty of bonus money. You look at the deals, endorsement deals he has. I don't know is it Puma or Adidas or whatever shoe, whatever it is, and all these other endorsement deals. How much money is that? If let's just say that's $1 million, total. She could say, hey, I was integral in him setting all this stuff up. I brought these parties to the table. I was able to keep him away from the bad parties. I think I'm, it's like, Your Honor, I'm entitled to a piece of the action, so to speak. And the judge might say, okay, we're not going to give you $70 million, but, we'll go with $40 million, $50 million. You know what I mean? So when you look at it, it's like, bro, she ran a play. She ran a play. She knew what state to get married in. Someone did their homework, right? She did what she needed to do to keep the public out of his ear. She managed to keep the public from listening because everybody was like, stay away from her. The videos that came out of her in parties, bending it over, up on other dudes, the videos of her in somebody's house cleaning up, allegedly these things happened while she was, talking to him, and the whole time he's just there, right? So she ran her game just right. And then she managed to get him to marry her without a prenup. You would think with the videos alone, it's like, all right, let's do a prenup just based on these videos. Like, I believe you, babe, but I just got to do this prenup. Like, my family's making me do it, or my agent's making me do it, or whatever. Coach Prime, I'm sure Coach Prime has told him and showed him what it's like to deal with the wrong type of woman in your life. So he knew, right? You see Shador and Shiloh ain't having no problems like this. She knew. And this situation is getting worse real fast, bro. Yeah, man. And I can't, like I said, y'all know how we get down over here, bro. Never hate the player. If you want to hate the game, that's fine, but never hate the player. She doing what she do. That's, people get mad when a shark comes up, or when a lion or, a cheetah or something eats a cute little deer or antelope or whatever. And then, people get so mad. Oh my God, I can't believe the bear ate Bambi. I can. That's what bears do. Right? I can believe that. So when I see a dude who gets wrecked out here by some woman in today's society, it ain't her fault. It's the dude. Like, bro, you can't sit here and tell me you ain't know better. You don't sit here and tell me, oh, I didn't know. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Everyone told you. You heard the message. You heard it to the point where you would shut off your comments on your social medias because you got tired of people talking about your girl. Why don't you get you a girl? That's what he was saying. Why y'all talking about my girl? Go get your own girl. Why don't y'all go get a life? Bro, they was just trying to help you out. And I'm not mad at you. I'm just not mad at you, man. And Mandrell, yes, everyone did try to warn about this guy. That's what it is, man. She's playing grandmaster level chess. She is Yoda. She is like, bro, I'm telling you, man, she pimping. She pimping, bro. She is pimping. She earned her seat at the table, bro. She is pimping. Way harder than what's his name? Way harder than Russell Wilson's wife. You know what I mean? Like, this young girl right here pimping. Now, here's the thing. I think that, she's going to walk away with tens of millions of dollars, and I think that someone's going to take that money from her. I think she's pimping, and then she's going to get pimped. Because in this world, me and Jay Swan said this years ago when we first started this platform, in this world, either you are pimping or you being pimped. Simple, plain, cut and dry. That's it. End of statement. Either you pimping or you being pimped. And that's how it works. The United States of America is pimping 90% of its citizens. Look at taxes, right? Look at the laws, right? Look at how they could just eminent domain. They could just come take your place. Pimping, right? And who's getting pimped? Right? The people of America getting pimped. The 1%. They pimping. Right? You look at this past election cycle. They pimping. Elon Musk, $260 million to get someone elected. He pimping. And even though it's like, well, him and Trump had a falling out, they still want Elon Musk. They trying to go back to daddy. Y'all ain't peeped that? They still need his money. They still want to go back to daddy. He is pimping. Think about that, bro. So in this world, you pimping or being pimped. And if you don't know which one you are, then you probably being pimped. That's just how it works, man. And Brother Glenn's like, you have to think about those headlines actually benefit those narratives and whose movement does this support. Man, look. My whole thing with this red pill stuff, we got Sister Red Lipstick Vibes in the building. What's good, sis? My whole point with all this, bro, is pay attention. Pay attention. If you can learn from my missteps, please do. Please do. I was just talking to my daughter today. We're always talking about, I'm always talking to my daughter about business stuff that I have going on and business plans and what we're trying to do. And, I talked to her like I got to teach her about Ponzi schemes. I'm like, hey, do you know what a Ponzi scheme is? She's like, nope. I'm like, you know what a pyramid scheme is? Like, nope. Have you ever heard the term multi-level marketing? She's like, My daughter is 16. She's about to get into that world where people are going to start preying on the young kids, trying to get them to do stuff as far as, trying to get their money. So I'm like, okay, we're going to talk about that. And we were talking about the family court system, bro. The family court system is pimping. Somebody's getting pimped when they walk out of there. Right. So you sitting there like have to come off this money. I know people who are paying more in child support than they pay for their mortgage. How about that? Like for one kid. I know people that pay upwards of $2,100, $2,200, $2,500 a month and more. I'm talking about regular mere mortals. I ain't talking about the big money people. Mere mortals. Think about that, bro. If you're paying $2,200 a month in child support for 18 years, bro, that's over $400,000. Someone please do the math for me real quick. Brother Pitney's in the building. What's good? He'll probably run the math real quick on that. But dude, this is for Brother Pitney. How you doing? If you get hit with a child support order for over $2,200 a month, you telling me you ain't being pimped? You ain't bringing all that money home to daddy? The government's taking that money and giving it to whoever they want to give it to. You getting pimped. 18 years, bro. $2,200 a month, 18 years. What is that? Is that $460,000 over 18 years? Someone please run the numbers for me. Pimping or being pimped. If you find, this is why you need to do a prenup. This is why James Sexton is out here telling everyone to get a prenup. You know what I mean? Don't let yourself get pimped out by the government. Because that's what's going to happen. They're going to stretch you all the way out, friend. All the way out. Simple as that, right? And again, they don't care about gender. You're starting to hear more and more women complaining about having to pay alimony, having to pay child support because they're the breadwinners. They're the ones with money, right? It's no longer just Kelly Clarkson and Jennifer Lopez and Britney Spears. Right now, it's lower level women who are still doing well having to pay. Women you ain't never heard of having to pay. Like, well, I got to pay this guy. And they get on alimony in certain states. Like, bro, they stay on alimony until they die. It's not like Florida changed the alimony laws. There's no more forever alimony in Florida. It's a time limit based on how long y'all were together. Boom. So, again, I'm not a big fan of DeSantis politics, but I like that. Right? I like that. It's really hard to pimp somebody when the laws state that you got to have, if the laws say, hey, it's going to be equal custody. If you come in, you guys are never married, it's 50-50 custody on the kids. And if it's 50-50 custody, there's no need for child support. Right? That's why I like Florida. Go into California, 50-50 custody, and you make more. It's 50-50 custody, and they'll still make you pay between $800 and $1,200 a month for the child. We're going to be talking about this. I'm going to get into a series. I want to get a series on that, bro. So, and Brother Glenn is saying that Tennessee might have, you might have, in order to get alimony, it might have to be fault. We'll see. I don't know. I haven't delved into it that much. I did look to see how long you have to be married in Tennessee before you can file. There's no time limit on how, you can get married and file right away. So we'll see. Glenn, if Glenn's right, Travis Hunter got lucky because Brother Glenn is saying, I believe Tennessee requires a fault for divorce. I think they just got rid of no fault, or they amended the no fault policy. I'm going to say that they didn't, because if that were the case, I'm pretty sure she wouldn't have gotten married in Tennessee. But we're going to see. Time will tell. And Brother Penny said, even if she wasn't entitled to alimony, she could go after palimony to seek compensation for contributions she made before the marriage. And that's the whole point that I was making, right? It's like she was with this guy for years. You're looking at, maybe what 5, maybe 6 years that she was with him. And she can say, yeah, I was the one that said, get this deal. I was the one that said, get that deal. Right. And a judge is going to say, yeah, especially if she can prove it. Right. If there's video somewhere, like, and if she's smart, she's got the video. Hey, babe, you shouldn't take this deal. You should take that deal. She got it on tape. And it's like, here's evidence right here. I told him to do this deal, not that deal. And I told him why. And he took the deal and he made the money. I should be compensated. I think that could happen again, but we're not lawyers. So. Yeah, the manosphere saw this from 1,000 miles away. Facts, bro. You know what I mean? And you're right. You cannot get mad at her, man. Can't, like I said, man, you can hate the players, but correct, you can hate the game, but don't hate the players, man. Do not hate the players. And there it is right there, Brother Pitney. I knew he was going to do it. $2,200 a month in child support over 18 years. That's $475,200. In 18 years, you get 30 years to pay off your house, bro. That's a home in today's market, which is getting real soft. That's a good home in today's market. Think about that. And you're supposed to be paying for half of the child expenses, right? So let's just round that. Let's round that down to $450. You mean to tell me that, that's $900,000 over 18 years to raise that child? No, we all know that's not the case. We all know that's not the case, but pimping or being pimp, bro. Look at that. Just pimping or being pimp. It's like, and Glenn's like, I don't feel bad for him. Hey, man, sometimes you got to bump your head, bro. Sometimes you got to bump your head to learn. Sometimes you got to touch the stove. You got to, ow. I done told you it was hot. Ow. Sometimes you got to burn yourself, bro. And now, Glenn, like, actually, it could be up to 25, depending on how long, like, colleges in different states are different. I know people who were paying child support and the kid was like 24, 25 years old, had to pay child support until they finished grad school, which was crazy. It was crazy, bro. But again, pimping or being pimp, bro, you got to look at it that way, man. How you won't do this? But yeah, and women are complaining about child support and all that when they have to pay it, right? They don't like it at all when they got to pay alimony, when they got to pay child support, when they lose their home, when they lose half of their pension, which is happening a lot. This is why I'm certain the laws are going to change. The laws are going to change. Why? Because it's affecting women, right? So let's talk about Shannon Sharp. Now with Travis Hunter, the whole Travis Hunter thing is like, look, Travis Hunter, he's a young kid. He fell for this woman when he was, a teenager. He was still in high school. I'm going to give him, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to give him that. I'm like, bro, just think about it. When I was, just imagine, and I said this today to one of my homeboys, just imagine we had this technology back in the 80s, and I can jump on and send a DM to Kim Fields, because back in the 80s, Kim Fields, or Janet Jackson, back in the day, that's when Janet was still kind of chubby, you know what I mean? Or I can send a DM to, you name the teenage heartthrob, and she responds to me. Imagine that. Not only responds, but it's like, hey, why don't you come over? Why don't you hang out? Let's starts a relationship with you. Bro, I'd have been done. I was a little puppy, bro. What did I know about the world? What did I know about the red pill truth? Like, come on, bro. Just imagine. So I can give him that. I'm like, bro, he was young. The problem is he just didn't have the right crew around him. It is what it is. But, the world tried to tell him, man, that stove is hot. Don't touch it. He touched the stove. He got burned. What's what it looks like? We'll see. But I can give him a little grace because he was a kid, right? Just imagine if you, as a man, you're a 22-year-old man talking to a 16, 17-year-old high school student, how's the world going to treat you? So this is all part of it. Again, I ain't hating the players, bro, but the game, man, I don't like this game, but we stuck. We got to play this game. It's just how it is. You were born into this game and you will die in this game. So you best learn how to deal with it. Now, you can go MGTOW, you can go your own way and not deal with it. That's fine. You can do that. That's one strategy. Or you can just master the game and sit back and play it how you want to play it. Even if you bump your head a couple times, you know what I mean? Because, you know, I done bump my head, but we got this technology now where I can share the pain with y'all. Like, look what I went through. I fell for this trap. Don't you fall for this trap. That's why I tell guys, make sure you keep your emotions in check. Get your money right. Focus on what's going on, man. Leave these chicks alone, man, especially the low-end chicks. I don't get mad at the guy. If you pull a legit dime, right, you pull a dime and she into you or whatever, I ain't mad at you for that, bro, because that takes work. All right, I see you, homie. But don't forget the fundamentals. You got the dime, but don't forget the fundamentals. Because it doesn't matter whether she's a 10 or a 0. She's going to do the same shit. Y'all hear that thunder? That lightning. So we might, you know, I might even lose power. But the women do the same things. It doesn't matter. You will tolerate the foolishness from a dime because she's a dime. And you got some guys out here who will tolerate the foolishness from these 0s and 1s and 2s. I don't do that. If you ain't a dime, and even with the dimes, I only take so much. Now that I'm old, like, you got, I'll give you a little bit of grace because you just that fine. You know what I mean? But don't. That's my whole thing. Like, bro, don't push it because I'll cut you loose. But if you can pull a legit dime, I ain't mad at you. Go ahead, do you. I see you, fam. But you come in here and you got yourself a 4, a 3, and she's giving you shit and you allow it, that's when I just shake my head like, bro, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Man, Joe, you're right, man. He's definitely a simpleton, man. He's a simpleton, but he's a young guy. You know what I mean? And once these young dudes, once they get their cherry broken, so to speak, they get crushed by these women, man, they come out different on the other side. Some are broken, but some turn into the Incredible Hulk, man. I'm waiting to see which will he be. Will Travis Hunter become an Incredible Hulk, buckle down and just be a beast with it? Or will he just quit and go home? Will this, you know what I mean? Will this just destroy him? That's what I'm waiting to see. And I'm fingers crossed, man. I hope he bounces back stronger, better than ever, becomes one of the greatest football players to ever play the game. That's what I'm hoping he do. Go out here and make another $200, $300, $400 million, right? Become the ultimate best version of himself. That's what I'm hoping is going to happen here. Glenn saying, but DL, well, you're not accounting for what I'm not accounting for is that he grew up in a time when the information was readily available and consistently being blasted all through social media. We didn't have that. That's true. That's a true. That's a fact. But you have to be in a position where you're ready to accept the information and act on it. And like I said, I mean, bro, there was a lot of information out there even when we was young, bro. How many times older people come to you and tell you what to do and you just didn't do it? I have folks coming up to me in the mid to late 90s telling me to buy property in Cincinnati. It's like, yo, you need to buy some property in Cincinnati, in my old neighborhood. Now, keep in mind, back in the mid to late 90s, we're talking from 94 to 98. In my neighborhood, bro, an expensive property, multifamily, like a 2-family, 3-family, 4-family, and you're talking about $30,000, $40,000. A real nice one, maybe $60,000 in my neighborhood. Now, those same buildings, $340,000, $360,000, $410,000. People told me. I didn't listen. I wasn't ready to receive that information. I was too busy out here really chasing women. I was out in the streets. I was doing that. So the information was there, but I agree with you, man. It's so readily available now. There's nothing, the entire universe is inside this device and on the internet. There's no excuses, but you have to be ready to accept the information. I'm a dude that knows game. I'm a red pill guy and all that. I know game. Still got caught up. I still got caught up, right? And I know better. Think about that. I know better. So I can't, you know what I mean? I can't knock the guy. I can't knock the young buck for not accepting the information. He just probably wasn't in the right mental state to accept the information, but it is what it is. But yeah, Shannon Sharp, definitely. We about to get into Shannon Sharp, man. We about to listen to what Cat Williams have to say about Shannon Sharp. We're going to get into this, bro. Like, Shannon Sharp definitely should have known better. Yeah, I don't, I don't get that part. You know what I mean? I don't get that part, bro. Brother Man Joe's like, yeah, he didn't wait in the car while his girl was at a party or something. Like, didn't he? Yeah, he did. He did that. And I'm assuming she said it all the time. Like, he would take me to the party and he would wait for me in the car until I finished partying and he would take me home because he's such a nice guy. He's such a good boy. And this is what the red pill teaches you, man. You don't want to be a good boy. You want to be a good man. You want to be an honorable man, but you want to have bad boy traits, right? You want to be that guy that she believes she can fix. I can fix him. You guys don't know him like I know him. You want that. And even if that's not you, you want to at least give that aura off. You want her to believe that you're a bad boy. It works to your advantage. I know it sucks. Guys like, man, I don't want to play that game. I want to get a woman who's going to appreciate me for me. Okay. Good luck with that, homie. Good luck with that. So let's listen to what Cat Williams has to say about Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe, you guys know Shannon Sharpe was facing that lawsuit from a young girl that he was messing with and about, essay, and he took it, without permission, and he was being abusive and threatening and blah, blah, blah. And she was seeking $50 million, I think it was, in damages. Well, Shannon Sharpe settled that, and it's an undisclosed amount. Bro, in the chat, what do y'all think he paid? What's the over-under on what he paid? I think Shannon Sharpe paid $15 million. I'm going to go with $15 million. But how much money y'all think that he paid? You know what I mean? How much money you think he paid for that to go away? And then right away, some other allegations came out. So he's going to be throwing money all over the place to get these 304s off his back because there's blood in the water. They see an opportunity to get some bread. Like, she was asking for $50 million. All I want is $50,000. And they're going to come at him. I was looking for it, Glenn. It was undisclosed. I looked at 4 or 5 articles. In the last article I looked at, I think it was Yahoo Sports. It said that Shannon Sharpe settled for an undisclosed amount. So 32, I mean, shit, that's a good payday. She was looking for 50, got 32. Hell, if she only got 15, that's still a great payday. But let's listen to what Cat Williams has to say. Now, Cat Williams is the artist, the actor, the celebrity who really took Shannon's platform to the stars and beyond. He did that one interview and it went crazy viral. And I remember watching that interview. I'm like, man, this is amazing. It was just a great interview. It went crazy. And before the interview, like, Shannon Sharpe was he had a couple videos that might have had 100,000 views, but the majority of views was like between 35 and like 85,000, somewhere in there. Now you go on this platform, like, every interview is over 1 million views. And I'm thinking it was Cat Williams to get it there. Got all the eyes on his platform, and he's bringing all these, celebrities on. And it's like every time he brings someone on, it's like 1 million views. So, but let's listen to what Cat Williams is saying about his homeboy, Shannon Sharpe. Hollywood will make you and Hollywood will break you, bro. Brother Mangel's like, people are speculating that he settled for $20 million. I said 15, so yeah, 15, 20, even 32. Just to make it go away. Travis Hunter's going to be looking at something similar, just to make it go away. Like, hey man, we can drag this out in court, but it's gonna drag you down. Court of, it's gonna distract you from your job on the field. Man, let's just go ahead, and pay her $20 million. This is the conversation they're gonna be having with his attorney. She's looking for $70 million. Talking about allegedly, that's the rumor. She's looking for $70 million. We're talking about Travis Hunter's wife. It's like, hey man, let's go ahead and give her 25, 30 million. Be done with this. So we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. But let's jump over here and talk about Shannon Sharpe. Here we go.
Williams just threw gas on the fire, and now the whole internet's on edge. He straight up confirmed the essay allegations swirling around Shannon Sharpe, and trust me, things just got way uglier for the ex-NFL star. Shannon's already been scrambling after a woman came forward claiming he allegedly assaulted her and got physical during their relationship. But with Cat now chiming in, that man's reputation might be on life support. Shannon's been trying hard to fight off this lawsuit, but it ain't looking too good. And to make it worse, Cat Williams is giving off major told you so energy. Like he's been waiting for this moment to pounce. And guess what? He's hinting that he's got more tea to spill on Shannon. The kind that could bury careers. You already know it's about to get messy. Let's get into it. Cat ain't holding back anymore. He's low-key thriving off Shannon's downfall, and it's not even a secret at this point. People have been whispering for months about a possible beef between them, ever since that explosive Club Shay Shay interview. You remember that episode. It broke records and went viral all over YouTube. So how did things go from viral success to full-blown drama? Well, Word on the street is that Cat's been telling folks Shannon always gave off a sketchy vibe. He said he had suspicions even while they were sitting across from each other on that Club Shay Shay couch. Now here's where things start getting real twisted. It sounds like Cat Williams actually believes there's some truth behind the allegations against Shannon.
All right, so I guess this is the, gossip YouTube right here. You know what I mean? Like the T YouTube stuff right here. So doesn't seem to be any real information here. I was hoping there would be some talk about, what happened legally. Maybe we'll try to find something else. But as far as what he's saying, that's Hollywood, bro. It's not that Cat Williams was sitting around waiting for the downfall. Cat Williams is just paying attention to what's going on. And when something like this, you have this meteoric rise of someone like Shannon Sharpe, and then all of a sudden it looks like it's about to fall, go the other way. Everyone's gonna pounce on that. You got this young girl coming out. You got all this. You got the text messages, the voice messages, right? And the question becomes, how did Shannon Sharpe get himself in that situation? Like, bro, you should know better. Fellas, if y'all out here and you dealing with a woman and she starts calling you and want to discuss things, she doesn't want to talk about it in person, she wants to talk about it over the phone, she wants to FaceTime you, bro, she's recording that. She wants to send the text messages. When the text messages go from just regular text messages to well-structured, very clear questions or statements, bro, you know what she's doing? She's playing for the court. Not even the court of public opinion. She's playing for the judge. Like, this is going to come up in court. So, fellas, y'all got to be smart enough to be able to step away from your emotions and see what's going on. Now, when I'm dealing with something, if I'm dealing with a woman and she wants to talk about some stuff, let's talk when I see you. All right, I'll see you. We'll talk about this when I pick you up. We'll talk about this when we go to dinner. We'll talk about this when we, go to the lake or whatever. No, I want to talk about it now. And then they start putting stuff in there and saying things. Remember when you said this? And remember when you did that? Like, I don't remember. You just put it in there. I don't remember that. Right? Start playing the game right back. And you start screenshotting because she's screenshotting. Like, she's going to screen grab all that. You should screen grab all that. And she's going to want to do a FaceTime and she's going to want to talk. Some women will even have people in the background coaching them, writing notes and holding them up, telling them what to say. Like, say this and they write stuff up. So, bro, you have to be careful as a guy, right? You have to be careful as a guy, especially if you one of these top tier guys with a whole bunch of money. Shannon Sharpe was looking at $100 million deal when this girl came out with these allegations. I'm pretty sure that hurt that deal. And he lost his position with ESPN behind all this. So, I mean, he still has Club Shay Shay, and he's doing, the Ocho thing when they do the nightcap or night talk or whatever it is. But, bro, that's not the $100 million stuff. And then he's losing advertisers. Like, you get all these advertisers, all these sponsors come in because they want to rock with you because you're doing well. Then something like this comes out and you start losing sponsors. Right? So, I mean, this is the game. It's a cold game. But let me see if I can find some information on
them young ones that cut
on Shannon Sharpe. Just some basic information on what's going on. Here we go. We got the lead attorney. Shout out to the lead attorney, man. Let's get the lead attorney to Don DeMarco.
Don DeMarco.
So let's listen to a little bit of lead attorney and see if we can get a perspective that can, help out this conversation right here. Let's check this out. Uh-oh.
This.
Oh my gosh. That was crazy. Oh my god. Oh my god. Thank you, Hunt, for the tip. Okay, guys, I can't take the panties off and do it until we get to our next tip goal. Our next tip goal.
Let's back this up. Let's watch.
All right, guys, we have learned that Shannon Sharpe has just paid tens of millions of dollars for this.
Oh my gosh. That was crazy. Oh my god. Oh my god. Thank you, Hunt, for the tip. Okay, guys, I can't take the panties off and do it until we get to our next tip goal. Our next tip goal. Take panties off. I can't
Wow.
And then maybe you can wait on it? Okay. Once we get to our $1,500 tip goal, I'll shake my without the panties on.
Of course, as we all know,
Wow.
this is the beautiful, wonderful Gabby Zuniga. This was Shannon Sharp's girlfriend for 2 years. She's talking about how she will remove certain articles of clothing for $1,500 a piece. You got to reach these tip goals so that she will show more of her skin to you. Now, this is on her OnlyFans account where she is talking to hundreds, if not thousands of men trying to collect this $1,500. But she has just reached a settlement with Shannon Sharp that is worth tens of millions of dollars. Let me ask you, look at her now. She's beautiful, correct? Would you pay her tens of millions? Does she deserve it? As a quick recap, you'll remember that Shannon met this girl, Gabby, at the gym. She was 19 years old at the time, and Shannon was like 56. She ended up filing a lawsuit in the beginning of this year against Shannon for $50 million. What was she claiming? She was alleging that when Shannon was at her gym, he was harassing her for her phone number. So this NFL Hall of Fame player is harassing her for her digits, but she gave it to him. Then this girl, Gabby, says, oh, well, Shannon Sharp was harassing me for him to go over to his house. He wanted me to go over there. And then, of course, she went. And not only did she go the first time, but she kept going back. She kept going back. Now, what did she say? She says during this time when she was going over to Shannon's house, Shannon was abusing her. This is what she put in her complaint, all of these allegations of abuse. But she would claim that all this abuse was occurring, and then she would send Shannon Sharp texts like this. You can see Gabby here sends Shannon a text saying, hey, I want to be abused, daddy. So she's asking for the same abuse that she's alleging that Shannon Sharp did to her. She was complaining in her lawsuit that Shannon Sharp was a monster, that Shannon would tie her up. But then what would this same girl tell Shannon in text messages? She wants to sue Shannon for $50 million for tying her up. And then she sends Shannon a text saying, I want you to tie me up like this and abuse me, daddy. This girl, Gab.
Bro. it's a cold game out here, y'all. It's a cold game. It's a cold game. She running around here talking about he abused me. He was harassing me for my phone number. So you gave him a phone number? Right? He's harassing you, but you go to his house. You let him smash. You see what I'm saying? It's a shakedown for real. And again, it's like, hey, man, she's an OF girl. She's on there. You know, this video stuff is here. Like, yeah, I don't know why he didn't go to court, to be honest with you. I'd have played this for the judge. Like, look, Your Honor, this is what she does. This is a shakedown. I'm willing to pay, I'll pay her $5 million, but I'm not going to pay 50. This is a shakedown. Or, he winds up paying, I don't know, somewhere, maybe as high as $30 million. This is why you got to be careful, bro. These girls out here, they freaky, man. But the minute they see that you got some bread, bro, man, you're going to have to break it off. I know I was watching the clip. It was Myron and King Keto. What's Brandon? It was Brandon Carter. It was ain't his name Brandon? Is it Brandon Carter? The brother that's all buffed came out of New York, and Myron Gaines were talking. And correct me, chat. Let me know who I'm talking about, because y'all know I'm old. I be forgetting. But yeah, I think it's Brandon Carter. And Myron was saying, he was like, look, if you a top tier man, you up there, you like a 1, 2, 3% or somewhere, like, somewhere like a Shannon Sharp or whatever, you one of these high value dudes, you look better just paying for the wildness. You look better. Thank you, Brandon Carter. Appreciate that, brother. You look better just paying for the wild. Just if you want a chick so you could tie her up and spank her and all this other kind of stuff, man, do all this craziness, man, just go get a specialist. Myron said this. The game has got so warped that someone like Myron's like, look, bro, he's like, I'm not going to do this. I don't pay for it. But if you out here, bro, you look better, getting the contract, having it all spelled out. This is what we going to do. Here are the boundaries. This is how much we going to pay for it. And it's done. Because then you ain't got to worry about her coming back, and that could be part of the contract. If you leak any of this to the public, you owe me this much money. If, we go to court, it's this and that. Kind of like a non-disclosure. It's a closed-end deal. You look better doing that. in today's world. Like, for real. You look better doing that. Now, if you're a broke dude and you don't have nothing, like I know guys with the kind of game that have these women doing all sorts of stuff. I can't even, the stuff is so crazy, I can't talk about it on YouTube because I know YouTube has shut it down. The stuff that he would have these women doing because his game was so tight. Like his game was insane. I've never seen a dude like this before. Like the kind of things he would have these women do, it just blew my mind. Blew my mind, man. It just blew my mind. He would have these games. He would have a night that's called poker. And you thinking, you know, you sitting there playing cards, but it's not poker. It's poke her night. And she's under the table doing stuff. One of the games they will play is you have to figure out who she's servicing, who is she orally pleasing under the table, or everybody's sitting there and you betting on, you know what I mean? It's like, it's Brother Pitney, or it's Mandrell, or it's Glenn. You had to bet on who it was, and then, you know, she'll tell you. She'll come up like, no, I was blowing so-and-so. And then everybody, you know, the bets, they lose their money or whatever. Man, and the woman loved it. She would be asking to do this. That, can we do another? And it reminds me of the Sean Combs thing. It reminds me of the this thing with Shannon Sharp right here. You dealing with a woman who does this. Either she does it for money, she likes it, maybe she doesn't like it, I don't know, but she's in the world. Like, bro, you need paperwork to back it up, man. You need paperwork. You need paperwork. And these women that you're thinking like, oh, that's just she's got bad code, or she had daddy issues, or whatever. Man, a lot of these girls grew up perfect. Mom and dad in their life, church going, went to college, did everything right. I see this girl that they just showed us here, bro. She's normal. Just a normal woman, young girl. But she got a taste of that bread. She got a taste of that lifestyle. And she know how to get it, man. That's all that is. Again, don't hate the players, hate the game. Let's continue.
Gabby was complaining that Shannon would record her having intimate relations with him. But then in her own lawsuit, she admits to having sex with Shannon on FaceTime in front of Shannon's childhood friends like Bucket. Imagine the audacity of her suing Shannon for $50 million for recording them having sex together when both of them know that he's on FaceTime with his friends Bucket saying, hey, look at her, Bucket. I got a good one, don't I? This girl is absolutely ridiculous. But guess what? This girl is laughing at Shannon all the way to the bank. She didn't need to study, didn't need to go to college, didn't need to sacrifice, and now she has generational wealth. More money than probably you and I will ever see in our lifetimes. So let me ask you, was this the whole plan from the beginning? Was it extortion? Well, she certainly got paid. Just look at what she wrote. Here is what Gabby wrote regarding the settlement. She says, today I have decided to retire from OnlyFans. Thank you for the incredible support you've shown me over the past few years. This community has given me a life I could have never imagined. Yeah, Shannon Sharp gave you a life you would never imagined. But let's keep going. I'll still be active on social media and have several new projects in the works that I can't wait to share. I'm truly excited for this next chapter. I love you all forever and ever. Oh man, this is
Bro, my cousin Levon, that's not his government name, but that's the name, that's his entertainment name. But he was a rapper back in the day. Extremely talented. He could rap, he could sing, produce, everything. He had a song on one of his albums called Scarred and Barred. It's like, you scarred and barred. And that young woman right there, she's scarred and barred. She's never, ever going to be able to get the kind of man she wants because all of the top tier guys are looking out for her and women like her. She'll never. Like, so let's say she got 30 million. Her attorney got a third of that, right? He got 10 million. She's sitting on $20 million. That will change your life forever, bro. Forever. Think about it. If you got $10 million liquid, let's say you got $10 million liquid just sitting in the bank and you're getting 10% on that, bro. Right? That's $1 million a year. Interest. $1 million a year. Before you do anything, that's $1 million. You still got the principal sitting there, right? Check my math. Am I wrong? It's $1 million a year. She's got $2 million a year to just fuck off without touching the principal if she just gets 10% return on there. Now, I don't know, 10% in today's market can be kind of hard. I think the Fed rate is like 6.6, 6.75, something like that. But she could just buy T-bills. She can buy some bonds. She can, get into crypto, even though it's real volatile, buy some property. But no matter what, she can take that money, make 10% off that money. She's living on $2 million. That's what she got to play with, $2 million before she even touched the principal. I mean, come on now. What kind of life could you live when you know you got $2 million every 12 months? Think about that. Generational wealth. She's taking care of, her family's taking care of, whoever she want to rock, she's good. She's good. Now, I believe, when she gets older, a tender swindler is going to come. Some dude's going to come and take that money from her. Some dude's going to rock her world for some bread, but she ain't going to lose it all. She ain't going to lose it all. We don't really hear too many stories about women losing it all. And look how she got it. Bro. Let's keep going.
So sad. Shannon Sharpe is out here retiring OnlyFans models. And here is Gabby's attorney, Big Tony Busby, confirming the settlement of the lawsuit. What does Tony say? He says on April 20th of 2025, the Busby law firm filed a complaint in Nevada, making several allegations against the one and only Hall of Famer Shannon Sharpe on behalf of our client Gabby. Both sides acknowledge a long-term consensual and tumultuous relationship. After protracted and respectful negotiations, I am pleased to announce that we have reached a mutually agreed upon resolution. All matters have now been addressed satisfactorily and the matter is closed. The lawsuit will thus be dismissed with prejudice. And dismissed with prejudice just means that Gabby is not allowed to refile this ever again. She can make no further claim. By Shannon Sharpe paying her all of this money, her lips are permanently sealed. Now, the question is, how much
Yeah, her lips sealed around some, you know what I'm saying? She's sealed around something else.
money did Shannon Sharpe pay Gabby Zuniga? Well, I'm going to tell you my best professional educated guess on that amount. But first, we need to ask, why did he settle at all? When Gabby first filed this $50 million complaint, so many people took to social media to say, hey, Shannon Sharpe should not settle, shouldn't offer this girl a dime. They said by settling the case, he would be acknowledging that he's guilty of these.
I mean, I think I know where Lee's going on this. Why did he want to settle? I mean, he had $100 million deal on the table. That's why they filed. Like it's all strategic. Let's file now. They probably was talking to him back channel, like, look, we're gonna file this, man, unless drop us this money and we'll go away. Otherwise, we're gonna file this and gonna basically gum up this deal you got with whoever for $100 million. That's what I think he's gonna say. And I'm real curious, man. I thought it was going to be around 15 million, but I think Mandrell and Glenn, the chat might be right. I think it's closer to 30, but let's listen to what Lead has to say.
Allegations. They said that his reputation was worth fighting for and he should go to the ends of the earth to contest this case. Now, I've made a few videos on this topic and I have said in each and every one of those videos that this case will be settled. It will never see the first day of trial. I have practiced over 20 years and negotiated countless times and I know the whole playbook. This case was never about Shannon Sharpe's guilt or innocence. Remember, this Gabby, she never went to the police. She never filed any type of police report. She never tried to get Shannon arrested for any of this alleged abuse that she's complaining about in this $50 million lawsuit. This entire situation was only about one thing. It was about the dollar. Now you may say, well, Lead, if this case was about money, why did Shannon offer to pay this girl millions of dollars? Shouldn't he have fought this case to protect his reputation? The answer is no. When Shannon's attorney let it slip that Shannon had offered this girl Gabby over $10 million. He didn't offer to settle this case in any type of guilt or innocence framework. If I'm going to be honest, in a very real way, Shannon settled this case for you. You say, for me? Well, what do you mean by that, Lead? Listen, the only reason Shannon makes any money at all is because of you and how you feel about him, how you judge him, what light you see him in. The only reason that Shannon makes any money is because you exist and you have money, and so companies want to get in front of you. These companies feel like you hold Shannon Sharpe Sharp in a certain esteem, and you watch Shannon Sharp, so they want to use Shannon Sharp to get in front of you. When
This is how deep it goes, guys. You know, that your public persona, especially when you know, when you get north of the, 10, $20 million mark, that advertising dollar is like serious money. That's got to be a, $1 trillion industry. So he's right. So I'm sitting there, I'm listening, like, where you going with this lead attorney? He's like, yeah, why is he going to settle this case? Because if his name gets dragged through the mud bad enough, then no one's really going to rock with Shannon Sharp anymore. And then Shannon Sharp's value to these advertising firms goes to nothing. It went from $100 million to down to wherever it is. Maybe he was able to salvage it. And then there's room for the comeback. Like, he can redeem himself. But then, right away, another woman came out with an allegation. But there's a chance, and America loves a comeback story. So, there's a chance that, Shannon Sharp will be able to bounce back from this, and maybe he'll get back to that $100 million mark. But the reason the lead attorney is saying the reason that he wanted to settle this case is because of his value to advertisers based on the way the public sees him. So that makes a lot of sense to me. Okay, I get it. Unlike Travis Hunter, who's like, I just got to play football. I don't really care how y'all feel about him. I put my helmet on, go out here and play football, get these numbers, get these wins, and get myself a gold jacket. I can care less what America thinks. So with Travis Hunter, he could go the distance. He can be like, nope, I'm not going to pay her $70 million. I'm not going to pay her $50 million. I'll give her 5, 10, 20 million. But that's going to be up to the judge to decide, because and his team will tell him, like, well, we don't want to leave this up to the judge. This is why you need a prenup, right? This is why, that everyone tells you to get a prenup. This is why you need a prenup. Let's continue.
Shannon Sharp teamed up with Cat Williams on that famous episode of his podcast, a lot of people were trying to figure out how much money did he make. Well, Shannon was being coy about the situation, saying, hey, I made however much you think I made. But Gabby let it slip that Shannon said to her, this is her allegation, that he made $6 million on that one episode alone. Now, how did he make that $6 million? It's because companies paid YouTube to have their ads on that episode, and then YouTube split the money that they got from the companies with Shannon. So Shannon got a lot of money by chopping up this ad revenue from companies that sent the money to YouTube. YouTube says, Shannon, we got all of this money. We are going to keep 45%. We're going to give you 55%. And again, that's money that YouTube received from companies to get in front of Shannon Sharp's audience. Who is Shannon Sharp's audience? It's you. Now, in addition to that, Shannon may have had some sponsorships, some brand deals from who? From companies. Who wanted to get in front of who? They wanted to get in front of you. So it's so important for Shannon that you see him in a good light, because if you don't, then companies will not want to pay him to get in front of you. You're not going
$6 million off of that one episode with Cat Williams. $6 million. Yeah, 6 million. Now, I'm thinking that Shannon Sharp paid Cat Williams up front to come do that show, because I know he was like, hey, we've been trying really hard to link, to make this happen, to work our schedules together. Cat Williams finally showed up. I'm pretty sure that his platform paid Cat Williams. I know I would have. Like, for something like that, like, why not? If like, I would love to interview the critical drinker. And, maybe 3 years ago, you could probably just get the critical drinker to do it for nothing, because he's just out there building his platform. But now he has millions of people on his platform. He's recognizable. He's global. There's a lot of people who really rock with the critical drinker. So if I had an opportunity to sit him down and say, hey, I want to do an interview for like an hour, and his people said, hey, we need, $1,000. I would gladly pay that for that interview. And with someone like the critical drinker, it's like, it's $1,000. Why? Because I only have so much time. I'm only going to be able to take one interview. So, if you could pay me $1,000, I'll just come do it for $1,000. So, and I'm just making this all up, guys. I have no idea. Like, the critical drinker might still be doing interviews for free. In fact, I think he probably is, if you could catch up with him. But my point is, I would gladly pay up front. So let's say that Shannon Sharp paid, a couple $1,000s to Cat Williams just to show up, whatever. Just come pick up this money, man. We're going to talk for a few hours. Great. And then Shannon Sharp turns around and makes $6 million off that episode. No one knew he was going to do that. No one, if these numbers are correct, no one knew he was going to do that. And then maybe Cat was like, yo, why don't you show me a little love, man? Bless me with a little bit, bro. You got $6 million off that episode. I made that episode. And maybe Shannon was like, kick rocks. And that's when you get back to that, well, I'm going to sit back and wait. Because Shannon knows, Cat Williams knows how Hollywood works. She's like, well, I'm going to sit back and wait. I'm hearing what you're doing with these young girls. It's just a matter of time. And when it happens, I'm going to pounce on you. And the real reason is like, come on, bro, you didn't kick me something. Now I'm making all this up. I have no idea, bro. I am just speculating. But the way I am, if I do an interview with someone and that interview goes on to make $6 million, just that one episode, that one interview, man, I'm going to break that person off. I'm going to give them something. The problem with that is they know you made $6 million. You only gave them $50,000, $100,000, maybe $600,000. They're going to be mad like, oh, you made $6 million. Are you going to give me this little $600,000? Like, bro, I ain't got to give you shit. And that's a problem because people get mad. It's like, bro, I still got an operation to run, man. It's not like all of my videos are making $6 million. Like, that money's got to stretch with the thing, but I do want to show you some love. Here's an envelope. Here's some bread. I'm having my people wire you this as a tip. But sometimes people get mad. Sometimes they're real folks that be like, man, just go ahead and keep that. You good, man. Just, just think about me later on down the road. Maybe we come back and do another one. Maybe you come do my platform. Maybe we can, get the magic over here so I can make some money. But there's a lot of people that get mad, bro. Folks, they'll tell you like, yeah, they on your team. They want to see you succeed. But what they really want to do, they want to take what you got, man. So you got to be careful out here, bro. It's a dog-eat-dog world. Again, that entertainment game is a rough one. It's a rough game, bro. Ain't no love out there. That's why these entertainers, these A-listers are so lonely, bro. Ain't no love out there. They're looking for real friendships and they can't find it because everybody that they deal with trying to take them for something, right? They want something. It's crazy. It's crazy. Let's continue.
Gonna watch him if you don't like him. Take Joe Rogan for a second. A lot of people like Joe Rogan, and Spotify gave Joe $100 million to get in front of Joe Rogan's audience. Then when that first contract for $100 million ended, Spotify gave Joe an additional $250 million. That's $350 million that Joe Rogan received just so that Spotify can get in front of his audience. Now, Shannon Sharp is looking at that and saying, well, wait a minute. Joe had the biggest podcast episode of all time on YouTube, but I did an episode and it surpassed Joe. Now I have the biggest episode. So me and Joe, really, we're kind of doing the same thing. We're kind of neck and neck. If Joe can get $100 million, why can't I? Honestly, if Joe can get $250 million, why can I not get the same money? So Shannon is looking at this and saying, hey, the most important thing for me is to stay marketable so that these companies want to get in front of you. If you like me, then these companies will want to pay me to get in front of you. So Shannon wanted to sell this case because he didn't want you to look at him all crazy. Well, why would you look at him all crazy? Shannon Sharp thought that maybe some of his audience would be offended that Shannon liked to engage in all this race play in his relationships. Shannon likes to have all these white women say, hey, I want you to put a big black baby in me. We all know Shannon's from the deep South and he's older. He's from the generation where a lot of black people didn't have a lot of money and they were using the bathrooms in outhouses. Shannon didn't have indoor plumbing until he was in high school or college. Apparently, Shannon's upbringing in those times have influenced how he is today, and he likes to engage in race play, have these racial themes throughout his relationship.
Everybody got a kink. I ain't mad at him. Everybody got a kink. I mean, I can see that big dude look like he just came in from the field. You called for me, Miss Sarah? Yeah, I called for you. I want you to take that big black thing out and put a baby in me. I don't know if I should be doing that, Miss Sarah. Master gonna find me for sure. But hey, man, if that's your thing, that's your thing. I ain't mad. If you know what I mean, that's your kink. There's people out there who dress up as children. They put on baby outfits. They put on diapers and stuff like that, bro. That's their kink. There's people that dress up as animals, the furries. That's their kink. You know what I mean? And you know what? To have a kink like that, you gotta have bread. I don't know any poor people who got a kink where they got to spend $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 on an outfit so they can look like a dog or a cat, or, you know, go buy a big chair that costs $15,000 so they can sit in there and swing their legs off the chair so they can feel like they're a little kid again. I don't know any poor people who do that. Poor people kinks just be like, you know, let's do a train, let's run a train, or, you know what I mean? A poor people's kink is, you know, won't you act like you stuck under the couch and I'm just gonna walk in and smash you? Like, it's something that's a poor person's kink. But, you know, playing runaway slave, I mean, if that's your thing, that's your thing. Go, I ain't mad at you, Shannon.
Maybe some of Shannon's audience would look at him like, man, I can't rock with that. They may say, you're a sick man. If people are offended and they stop watching him, then his audience shrinks. And if your audience shrinks, now companies are not going to want to pay you the same. Maybe Shannon thought that some of his audience would be turned off or offended by all of this domination that Shannon would introduce into his relationships. It's well known that this 2-year relationship with Shannon and Gabby was rocky. It was tumultuous. And Gabby had alleged that they got into an argument once and Shannon said, you disrespected me, now I have to punish this butthole. Shannon Sharp doesn't want you to know that. Shannon may think that some of his audience, some of the women, might be turned off by anal destruction. Why on earth would Spotify pay Shannon Sharp $250 million if Spotify is going to start getting emails from all these women saying, hey, why are you supporting Shannon Sharp? We all know how fickle and sensitive these companies can be. They will drop you in a heartbeat. Shannon does not want to give any of these sponsors any ammunition, any reason to withdraw their support. Hold up.
He ain't lying, bro. You know, these in that entertainment game, bro, your sponsors will drop you like a baby in the 70s, bro. They will drop you and not think nothing about it. And then when you back on top, they'll come calling. They'll come right back with the money. They'll increase the money. Hey, we sorry about that. No hard feelings. We'll add another 30% on. Here you go. It's business to them. They don't care. It's a crazy way to live your life. It's a crazy way to make money, but it's crazy money in the biz. You know, it's one of those things, bro. Like when I talk to my Hollywood friends, I'm like, bro, I'd much rather be behind the camera. I don't want to be in front of the camera. Look what's going on with Pedro Pascal right now. Like he's gonna be the next one, bro. It's just a matter of time before. I mean, you know, he might be paying out. Disney might be paying out. There might already be stories out there, you know, and they're just trying to keep him in the limelight. I mean, they done dropped Fantastic Four, didn't do that well. So, you know, maybe Disney's about to let him go and try to find the next big one. You know what I mean? But, you know, Pedro Pascal, bro, it's keep your eyes on that. He might be the next one, and it's sad. I never want to see anyone fail. And especially get drugged through the nonsense. Like, you know, Shannon Sharp and Lee crazy, bro. The lead attorney talking about, yeah, anal destruction, you know, and it's like, yeah, you know, your sponsor's gonna be like, hey man, we're gonna have to drop off 40%. What's that for? Hey, that anal destruction discount, bro. You can't be having that. We got these women hitting us up, they mad. And you know, the audience, the mob are fickle, especially women. Bro, they'll turn on you in a heartbeat. And once that happens, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? This is all red pill stuff. This is all red pill stuff. When people talk about red pill, you just talking about dating. Like, no, I'm not talking about life. This is all red pill. You better see this. We're all in the same matrix. You better see the code. So when it comes for you, you're prepared. I mean, it's just, let me become the next big thing. Let DL Saint become, you know, a guy who's about to line up $150 million deal. Trust and believe there are going to be folks coming for my neck. I guarantee it. There are going to be people, hey man, I'm going to need 20 million, bro, or this story is going to get dropped. Trust and believe that's what's going to happen. That's just it is what it is. What else you going to do? So when someone like me, I have a number in mind. Like, okay, when I reach a certain number, liquid, I get that money. Like, you know, it might be 10 million, 20 million, 8 million, whatever that number is. I get that number liquid. I'm cool. Everything beyond that, I'm ready for somebody to try and take it. Everything beyond that, like, I ain't worried. I got mine. You know, I'm ready. I got this put away. You know, I know the rainy day is coming. So it's not a big thing. Nigga got this 50 million, you know, like, I'm sorry, I got a 150 million deal coming, and I know people are going to be coming for my neck. I already know it. People going to be showing me stuff that I probably, damn, I don't even remember doing that. But here you are doing it. Got you on film. Look at this Polaroid. Damn, Polaroid? What year was that? Oh, it was like 1987. Shit. You know what I'm saying? And we got the girl you was with over there. And she's willing to say this. They'll show you the whole script. She's willing to say this. She's going to testify to this. Like, none of that happened. Don't matter. She's willing to testify to it. So, you know, just go ahead and drop us off a quick little 30 million. That's just how the world works, bro. That's red pill 101. It ain't just about women coming after dudes, right? It ain't just about Pookies and Ray Rays making a bunch of baby mamas, right? It's about corporations pimping and being pimped and coming after your ass. That's what it's about, the mob turning on you. That's all red pill stuff, fellas and ladies who are watching. That's all red pill stuff. Y'all best get on with it. Best accept it and understand it and master it, because this is our existence.
Let's take a pause from this $50 million craziness for a quick word from our sponsor, Chapter Medicare. If you or someone you love is on Medicare, this is important. It can be. When I face my budget, completely unbiased, having fun. But these companies are not like that. They cannot take a lot of heat. They cannot take pressure from the community, from their audience, telling them to cancel somebody. And here in this case, you've got a black man who's almost 60 putting apparently dog collars on 19-year-old white girls talking about, I'm going to choke you out and I'm going to destroy your rectum. There's no way that Spotify wants to pay $250 million for that. It's obvious that Shannon Sharpe had to settle this case, not for any type of guilt or innocence framework, but he had to settle it for you so that you don't look differently upon him. If he can keep everything that Gabby knows a secret, then you see him as Big Unc. You see him as Shay Shay. You see him as schooling Ocho Cinco. Ocho's writing down all of Shannon's wise words.
And people wonder why they don't get the blessing that someone else. Ask yourself. See, you think you're doing everything right, but see, God know your heart. See, you can fool everybody else, but you can't fool that man upstairs, and you wonder why. Ask yourself. Ask yourself when you're alone and you by yourself.
You will continue.
Yeah, he's going to have to leave the spiritual stuff alone. You know, on the back end of this, there will be an opportunity for him to rebrand if he wanted to come and be like spiritual. I got my life together. No more blowing out rectums. You know what I mean? No more white girls. If he wants to do that, like, I'm done with the snow bunnies, you know, he can. But I think right now he just has to sit back and just weather through it. He just has to weather through it. And the thing with Shannon Sharpe, he made all the right moves through his football career. He did what he had to do. He kept himself together, well respected on the field, well respected off the field, well respected by his teammates, and the league itself. He really kept his nose clean. And I wonder if that's where the but that's where the kinks and stuff began, because he had to restrain himself for so long. The reason the whole Club Shay Shay thing is Shannon would never go out to the clubs and stuff with the football team when he played. So he would tell all the guys, well, just come to my house. He like redid the basement into a nightclub. Like, bring your people, bring whoever. We're going to party over here. Club Shay Shay. And that's how he got down for his career, and it kept him out of trouble. And it also kept his teammates out of trouble because they're doing everything right there. It's protected. They got their own place. You know what I mean? You can't just bring some knucklehead up in there because that's Shannon's house. You know, security gates and all that. And when you get to the crib, you got all these, you know what I mean, peak alpha dudes right there. You get wrong, get gone, and everybody's story gonna match up. So that was brilliant. But once all that's passed, he gets past all that, and he's the old man, and he's out here doing his thing. And he's like, man, I'm gonna rock some of these young girls. Maybe that's where he got in trouble. He kind of got a taste of that Hollywood life. And, you know, this is how it happens, bro. Like, this is how it happens. But like I said, there's room for Shannon, you know what I mean, for Unc, you know what I mean, for Shay Shay to come back from all this. And I think the sponsors are just gonna wait. Like, you know what? There's gonna be a redemption story here. And what Shannon should do for the kink, man, like I said, he should pay pros. This chick right here was a pro. He could have paid her. It would have been way cheaper for him to come up with a contract and pay her $30,000, $50,000, $100,000 for the 2 years that they were together, how long it was, got the contract. She can't say nothing. She got the money. There's no coming back for the $50 million payday. Like, nah, I agreed to this. I agreed to the terms. Everything he did was in, covered by the contract. He didn't do anything wrong. There's nothing you can do. And this is why the top tier guys pay.
To look up at Shannon Sharpe as a wise aunt and not some old dummy who's paying women tens of millions of dollars to put dog collars on them. Just mathematically, just by the numbers, it makes sense. It's really an investment. Shannon says, I will pay $10 million on the front end to get $100 million on the back. Pay $15-20 million on the front end to get $250 million on the back end. That's exactly what Shannon should do. I myself will pay any woman $10 million if I can turn around in the same instance and get $100 million right back. I pay her $15 million to silence her forever and then get a check for $200 million. I would do that all day long. That's what countless celebrities have done in the past. That's what Shannon has done right now. And that's what celebrities and these athletes and people with money, that's what they're going to continue to do in the future. All of the people saying that Shannon shouldn't settle, shouldn't pay this girl a dime, they don't know how the game is played. I can tell you as a 20-year attorney that this is exactly how you do it. Now, let's ask ourselves, how much money did this girl Gabby receive? If we look again at Tony's announcement of the settlement, of course, there are no numbers that are shown.
I think she gave up a third. I wonder what Lee's gonna say here, but I think she gave up a third, and but you're still good, man. You give up $10 million. If it's a $30 million settlement, you give up $10 million, you keep $20 million. I mean, bro, you cannot go wrong with that, bro. How much y'all think she gave up? How much money you think the lawyers made on this deal, brokering this deal and getting this settlement? Y'all throw it in the chat.
Almost always in these settlements, the terms of the agreement are confidential. You remember when Puffy settled with Cassie. No one knew how much Cassie received until Cassie had to testify on the stand and disclose that she actually got $30 million. So the question is, how much did Gabby receive? Well, I will tell you that in my personal educated opinion, I believe that Gabby got $33 million. Now you say, well, Lee, how did you come up with that number? Well, let me tell you. We have to remember that Gabby hired an attorney. She hired Big Tony. I promise you that Tony does not work for free. We lawyers, we attorneys, we charge on cases like this on a contingency basis. That means that we only make money if you win the case, but we are going to take a percentage. Now, how much is the percentage? Usually it's 30%. If we can get the case resolved, if we can get it settled before we have to file a lawsuit. But if we have to file a lawsuit, then our percentage bumps up to 40. Now, there are no hard and fast rules. This is just in general what attorneys charge. So we know that Tony filed the lawsuit. So let's say that he's going to get 40%. If Gabby's total compensation is $33 million, then Tony's 40% is $13.3 million. How much does that leave Gabby? It leaves her with $20 million. That's right. The girl that you see on the screen has gotten a wire transfer for $20 million in my...
Bro, $20 million. This chick right here, bro, $20 million. The beginning of this video was her talking about taking her panties off for $1,500. This video, this young chick right here was getting money to show her boobs. You know what I mean? Probably getting $300, $400, $500, $600, $700, $800 to show her boobs. A wire transfer for $20 million. And I wonder, if I'm not mistaken, you don't pay taxes on that. So that's that's a lump sum. If I'm not mistaken, hopefully Lee to talk about that in a second. $20 million, bro, free and clear cash money, liquid, bro, liquid. She could take 10 of that. Like I said, just take $10 million, man. Just put that away and get 10%, bro. It's $1 million a year. Wow. Don't hate the players. If you got to hate something, hate the game, bro. This is how the game is played. People taking, here's the thing. this doesn't even really seem to be hurting Shannon. I mean, he lost ESPN, maybe lost some sponsors, but I think he's gonna shake back. He's gonna bounce back, bro. And for his kink, I think he's gonna start hiring chicks that look like this. He's gonna hire them, get the contract, get his little kink in there, and make it happen. Just like that dude on what was that movie based on that book, S&M book that everybody was shoot. What's the name of that book, y'all? I think the dude name was Gray, the main character. He just like be beating you with stuff and putting gags in your mouth. What was the name of that? I watched the movie too. I thought it was a crazy movie. I didn't enjoy it. I was in Colombia. The girl I was messing with in Colombia wanted to see it. What is the name of that movie? It was all about the S&M thing, and this dude was rich. He was like, I might hurt you from time to time, but it's just my kink or whatever. And the story itself drove all the women crazy. What is the name of that damn movie? Anyway, let's continue. It'll come to me.
Opinion. Ask yourself, is she worth it? I will stop for a second to point out that it's commonplace nowadays on social media to have this kind of gender war, this men against women. A lot of men are asking women, well, hey, what are you actually bringing to the table? A lot of men think women's standards are too high. These women say, I am the table. Don't take me out to the Cheesecake Factory. Take me to fine dining. Take me on trips first class. Buy me these $50,000 Birkin bags. The men are saying, well, why would I do that? You're not worth it. And the women say, yes, I am. And they point to this. These women say, you're crazy if you think that I'm not on par with Gabby. I'm a 10. If Gabby got $20 million, why can't I? These women look around and see these cases where men are paying so much money to, let's be honest, kind of average looking women. They say, well, why would I expect less if people like Gabby can get tens of millions of dollars? You can't take me to fine dining? If she's worth 20 million, I at least have to be worth 15 million, right? And if we're honest, it is a fact that this girl got millions and millions of dollars. So who's right in this situation? Let me ask you, how much would you pay Gabby? We saw.
Man, I wouldn't pay her a pack of bubble gum, man. This chick right here, nothing against her, but she average. She has a nice body. She's young. She's peaking. But this woman right here is average at best. And she getting $20 million. This is why the game is jacked up. This is why simpletons, man. These simpletons are going to do what they do. But everyone else, everybody just back up. Fellas, just back up. Let the simpletons do what they do. The women don't want the simpletons. The women don't want these low value men. And I mean in the sense that these guys who have no confidence, these guys are just, the debate a buck side of the equation. They still want the alpha smashers, right? They want the alpha dude. Become the alpha that they want. It ain't hard. It's real easy to climb out the bottom 80, man. It's not about the money and the six pack and got to be 6 feet and all this other kind of craziness, man. Got to have a Lamborghini or Jaguar. You got to have on a $500,000 watch. Nah, bro. It's all about your confidence. It's all about you being the best version of yourself. It's about you not tolerating any foolishness, any bullshit. Like, Shannon was wrong, right? And the only reason Shannon was wrong with dealing with this girl right here is because he should have saw this coming. And he simply should have paid her. You didn't do no research on this chick? No one in the gym told you she was an OF girl? Of course they did. Like, yo, that's an OF girl, bro. She a little something. She's something to do. She a toy. She's something to play with. And she'll go, bro. She'll play, man. I just got to take her to dinner or fly her out somewhere. That's it. That should have been the extent of it. Get the contract drawn up. Get the freaky girl, do the freaky things. But there are dudes out here right now dealing with a chick just like this. And she's going to win. Whoever that chick is, she's going to win. Because these guys aren't thinking. This is the point of the red pill thing, man. This is the whole point, man. Red pill for life. Best believe that Uncle Shay Shay is red pill for life now. Red pill for life. I don't think he'll fall into this trap again. The only thing he has to worry about is the recent past of dealing with these chicks. He's going to be able to sort all that out. Moving forward, I guarantee you he's just going to have to break these girls off. And dudes talk about, well, you shouldn't pay for it. I'd rather pay a little bit of money up front, $10, $15, $20, $30,000 up front to avoid paying $30 million on the back end. Bro, it's a matter of math, bro. It's a matter of just math and being, smart with your money. And this chick right here, bro, average. This is an average woman. She's not, bro. She just had a great body. Average woman on OF taking her panties off for $1,500.
That she was charging $25,000 per cheek. Is it worth it? These are really interesting times we are living in. Now, let's do this as final question. I think that Gabby asked for $33 million so she could break Tony off 13 and keep 20. We know that Cassie got 30 million. The question is, how do you view Cassie getting 30 million while Gabby gets 20? Whose situation do you think is better? We know that Cassie had to endure 10 years of abuse, if we can be honest, from Puffy, but she got 30. Gabby, let's say, only gets 20, but she only had to date Shannon for 2 years. So Gabby gets $20 million, but she saves 8 years of her youth. We know.
Yo, Lee, this is a dark line of questioning, brother. Like, $30 million, but you're going to get your ass beat. $20 million, but, you know, he just going to talk shit about you. This is a dark line of questioning. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I'm not gonna answer. You know, I just chalk it all up to the game.
For Cassie to get the 30, she was getting beat on. We saw the hotel video. We saw the video where she.
And real quick, Cassie did get what, $30 million from Puffy, or $30 million from Puffy, but I think she got another $10 million from that hotel. So whatever she got from Sean Combs, she got another $10 million from that hotel. So, you know what I mean? If it's 30, you add that 10, now she's up to 40 million. Do I think it's worth it? Absolutely not. But I say it's a cold game out there. It is what it is.
She was hiding up under that blanket with Puffy stomping on her. She got to 30, but then Gabby over here, she's getting choked out. She has a dog collar on her. There's some rectal obliteration going on, but she gets the 20. Who do you think of the two women came out better? Cassie had to have sexual relations with all of these different men. Shannon Sharp was recording himself and Gabby having sex in front of his childhood friends, in front of Bucket. Shannon had Bucket right on the FaceTime. Oh, look at her, Bucket, look at her. That's what this girl had to endure, having sex with damn near 60-year-old Shannon Sharp in front of Bucket. You know, who do you think came out better? She's getting the 20 million, in my opinion, while Cassie gets the 30. Put in the comments who you think got the better end of the deal between Cassie and Gabby, and I will tell you, as the lead attorney, that the winner in all of this is Tony Busby.
Yep. You do. Hey, shout out to the lead attorney, man. That's a Don DeMarco if I ever saw one, bro. That's what's up.
Dom DeMarco.
Shout out to the lead attorney. That was a very dark line of question there towards the end. I'm not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole. But I see the point he's trying to make. You know, Cassie Ventura had to endure a lot, you know, to get that $30 million, and then you got the additional $10 million allegedly from the hotel. So you're looking at $40 million and her reputation. And, you know, she's married to this dude. I'm pretty sure they have no prenup because they were both broke. He might walk away with half of that money. Get divorced. I can't take this anymore. I got PTSD from the trial. You know, I didn't know she was doing all that. You know, I'm getting these calls and people are saying this and that and blah, 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 blah. I need a divorce. I can't do this. I got the kids. So Cassie might wind up losing half of that money, you know, property, you know, anything else that might be out there. So, you know, her thing ain't over either. Like I said, bro, you pimping or you being pimped? Was Cassie being pimped the whole time? Not by Sean Combs, but maybe by her family when she was young. Because you got to understand, her family let her get into that situation with Sean Combs when she was real young. Where your family at? Right? If something were to happen to me and I'm no longer here, and my daughter gets into a situation with a Sean Combs type person or whatever, and allegations get back to the family that he done put his hands on her one time, that dude gone. That dude gone. I can promise you that. That's just how my family is. It's not enough money, bro. That dude gone. You know what I mean? So where's your family at? So did the family pimp her out a little bit? You know what I mean? Then she get into that situation. Is she being pimped out right now by her husband, her current husband? The man whose child she's currently carrying, is he scheming right now about to take half that money? It's tough, bro. It's tough. It's a cold game. So there's one last thing I want to watch with you guys. And this is This is A Dose of Game, bro. Y'all need to check out A Dose of Game. Don DeMarco to A Dose of Game.
Dom DeMarco.
This dude right here, man, he keeps it 100. He keeps it 100, bro. Here it is. So he's talking about Travis Hunter in this video and his situation. So let's check this out, bro. And again, if you haven't done so, man, go over and subscribe to A Dose of Game, man. Check out his videos, bro. His videos are short, sweet, and to the point, bro. And they are packed full of game. Like, just understand what he's talking about, bro. Like the real. You know, any guy out there who's got any questions about what's going on and how this works, man, you need to check out A Dose of Game, bro. 1 second, my daughter's texting me. Oh, looks like they're getting picked up early. Yeah, we got plenty of time. My bad. Let me send this back. Yeah, we had a nasty storm push through here, so it probably flooded out the field. So, and she's wearing her brand new. She bought these cute Chuck Taylors, y'all. And I was like, I don't know why you wearing them Chucks to band practice. You should have bought another pair of shoes. And I'm pretty sure them shoes are jacked up right now. So we're gonna wind up having to, I'm gonna make her use her own money too. Like, you got money, go buy another pair. I'm gonna be brand. You don't bought a brand new pair of shoes and you gonna wear them to band practice? You don't do that. Anyway, I digress. Let's get into this video, man. This is A Dose of Game. Title it is Stop Getting Used by Women, Sucker for Love. Let's peep it.
Is Travis Hunter a sucker for love? Well, let's get into it. Travis Hunter, the 21-year-old college football star and Heisman Trophy winner, is a name that resonates with success. On the field, that is. The way that boy can play ball makes him one of the biggest stars of his generation. But off the field, his personal life has become a cautionary tale. His long-term relationship with his girlfriend Leanna has been put into the spotlight, and not for the reasons anyone would want. Allegations of infidelity, public disrespect, and Travis' blindness to seeing obvious red flags have sparked nationwide criticism. In this one, we'll dive into the dynamics of Travis's relationship, the mistakes he's making, and why his behavior should serve as a lesson for men everywhere. And understand, I'm looking at this from a squares mindset at first, then we'll get into a player's point of view. After one of Travis's wins, cameras captured a tense interaction between him and his girl during the event. Instead of sharing in his joy, she appeared upset, reportedly over him speaking to another woman. While the details of their conflict remain unclear, the timing and her demeanor sparked outrage. Publicly addressing private grievances, especially during a career-defining moment, showed a lack of respect for him. Look, man, disagreements happen in every relationship. However, addressing them publicly, particularly during a moment like that, is a big red flag. Respect should be foundational in any bitch, and her behavior indicates a real disregard for this man and his accomplishments. Men must understand that respect isn't negotiable. A woman who undermines you publicly will likely do so privately too. Travis' situation highlights the importance of setting boundaries and expecting respect in all aspects of your life. So, after the incident, the internet, being the internet, didn't stop at criticizing Leanna's behavior, even during the Heisman ceremony. Online sleuths quickly dug into her past and uncovered evidence of her cheating. High-definition footage surfaced, allegedly showing Leanna engaging in behavior that contradicted the commitments of their relationship, to put it nicely. This wasn't the first time, though. In resurfaced interviews, she openly admitted to initially friend-zoning my boy and not taking their relationship seriously. Travis's first mistake was ignoring that, a common mistake many men make, ignoring evidence that contradicts the image that they have built of their girl. Cheating isn't just about betrayal, it's a direct violation. Staying with her will only prolong the heartbreak that is bound to happen. Men must learn to evaluate a bitch's actions over her words. Love is a powerful emotion, but it should never cloud your judgment to the point where blatant disrespect and cheating are overlooked. Despite mounting evidence and public criticism, Travis has chosen to defend his woman. In a public statement, he lashed out at those criticizing their relationships, urging people to mind their own damn business. He even hinted at marriage plans, doubling down on his commitment to her. I can only label this as simp behavior. What's a simp? A lame, a weak man, a clown who will overly prioritize and idolize a woman, often to their own detriment. Instead of taking a step back to evaluate the situation like a real player would, Travis is blinded by his emotions, ignoring what is right in front of his face. But sooner or later, he's going to learn that simping is self-destructive. See, when you simp and place someone else's need and validation above your own, it's an unhealthy dynamic that erodes confidence and enables toxic behavior from a chick. His constant defense of Leanna, despite the evidence of her disrespect, sends a message that he values her presence more than his own dignity. I mean, after all, this is the same guy who took her to a house party and sat in the car all night while other men bumped and grind on her all night. Look, man, a lot of these guys need to recognize that self-respect is non-negotiable. Defending someone who disrespects you publicly and privately only diminishes your worth. A player would never tolerate bad behavior. What part of the game is that, Playboy? Travis Hunter's situation is a masterclass in what not to do in a relationship. While it's easy to criticize from the outside, and we don't know every little detail about what they got going on, there's still 4 valuable lessons every man can take away from this. 1. Respect is earned, not given. Respect should be the foundation for any player. If a bitch fails to show respect, whether through public embarrassment, infidelity, or stubbornness, it's a clear sign that the dynamics between you two are unhealthy. Travis's tolerance of Leanna's behavior sends the wrong message, both to her and to others. 2. Don't ignore red flags. Red flags are often dismissed in the name of love or hope, but ignoring them only leads to great pain down the line. Leanna's public disrespect, history of cheating, and lack of genuine commitment are all signs that Travis should have taken seriously. For players, the lesson is simple. Pay attention to the signs and act accordingly. 3. Never put her on a pedestal. Putting women on a pedestal creates an unbalanced dynamic where their need and validation outweigh your own self-worth. Travis' unwavering defense of Leanna, despite her behavior, show how dangerous this mindset can be. 4. Focus on yourself. At 21 years old, Travis has the world at his feet. A successful football career, financial potential, and a bright future all within his grasp. Yet, he's risking it all by staying in a toxic relationship. True players prioritize their goals and choose self-improvement over relationships that drain them. Look, man, Travis Hunter's situation isn't unique. Many men have found themselves in relationships where they have ignored red flags, tolerated disrespect. The difference is that Travis' struggles are playing out in the public eye, making his mistakes all the more glaring. I want all you young bulls to learn from this situation. Dealing with women is meant to enhance your life, not detract from it. Respect, trust, and mutual support are non-negotiables. When these are absent, it's time to reevaluate and, if necessary, charge our ass to the game. Travis can play dumb all he wants, but the message is clear. Send that wild animal back to the streets where she belongs. Then set boundaries and never tolerate disrespect in any form, never again. Being in love is cool, but it should never come at the cost of your dignity. Learn from Travis's mistake and use them as a guide for navigating through the game. Remember, if you respect the game will respect you. I'll holler at you in the next video. Until then, play on, player.
And that right there is the long and short of it, man. I'll let that one play all the way through. Shout out to Dose. You know what I mean? We go back and forth, messaging and stuff like that, man. He seems like a real cool dude. I've really dug into his content. I'm telling you, if you out there and you're like, bro, I have no game, I am that lame. He's talking about, I be simping for these chicks. One of the YouTube channels you should definitely check out is A Dose of Game. You should read Rich Cooper's book, Unplugged Alpha. You should read Myron's book, Women Deserve Less. I know the title of the book is triggering, but there's some really good points in there. And you should also read Aaron Clary's Bachelor Pad Economics. Read those books. Watch that podcast. Watch his videos. All his videos, I don't think he has a video that's more than 12 minutes long. Like, his videos are short, sweet, and to the point, right? And I'm not saying watch his videos so you can go out there and do exactly what he's saying. What I'm saying is so you can begin to understand how this shit works. The game is crazy, and the game doesn't care. It's a cold game out there, bro. It does not care about you and your feelings. This is why I'm always telling guys, you got to be ready to go out here and deal with women. If your head ain't right, don't go out there. It could cost you It could cost you a serious issue. You can go out here if your head ain't right, get yourself into a situation that's going to take 18 years or more to fix. Right? You're going to wind up in a situation we were talking about earlier. Like, especially if you're a guy out here doing good. You out here, you making, $150,000, $200,000 or more a year. You go out here, you run up against the wrong one, because women are hunting your ass, whether you know it or not. You run up against the wrong one, have a baby, got to go to child, now you're looking at child support. That's when you're looking at paying over $400,000 over 18 years. That's how that shit happens. So make sure your head is right when you go out here. If a woman disrespects you even slightly, if she out here and she say some stuff, man, even jokingly, she's testing you. She wants to see what kind of person you are. Man, you shut that shit down. Shut it down. I can't tell you how many times I had a woman out here trying to test me, going crazy or whatever. I just shut it down. And shutting it down don't mean you got to start yelling and fussing. You just walk away. Y'all take care. Nice talking to you. Walk away. Don't look back. Don't turn your head. Trust and believe that woman will start chasing you. Right? And then you can have some fun. And a lot of people like, oh man, now you've been, manipulative. That's manipulative. I can't even say the word manipulative. Right? You out here trying to manipulate. Right? It's like, no, I'm not trying to manipulate. This is the game. She made her play. She tried what she wanted to try. I made my play. And now she over here and she finna get played. That's how it works. If you out there in the streets like that, if you out there just running up your numbers, all right, cool. If you're looking for a long-term relationship, if you're looking for your wife, then yeah, the minute you see something, man, cut her loose. That's it. I don't need to talk to you because I ain't on that no more. Because these women, a lot of these young girls, man, all they know is sexuality. When they come back to you, they're going to try to get you. They just assume that their Foxy Brown is the best Foxy Brown ever. They don't come over when they see you, and they just going to basically try to throw it on you. That's all they know, right? That's all they know. They're like, oh, I'm sorry I did that. I was tripping, but I was just wondering, you want to come back to my place? Why? That's why. She wants you to come. She want to come over so she can give you the sex, and she figured once I have sex with this guy, I'm gonna have him locked in. Because in her mind, she's like, my Foxy Brown is the best Foxy Brown ever, which is just like everybody else's. There's nothing different from your sexual skill and the skill of all the other women on the planet. There's no difference, right? But in their mind, that's what they think. So when you go out here, you got to be prepared to deal with these type women. You got to be ready to deal with the women who are the reformed 304s. A lot of them are in church. You got to be ready to deal with them because every now and then it comes out, and it's that disrespect thing. I see that disrespect all the time in restaurants, man, walking down the street, in the grocery store, the way women just disrespect their husbands, and these dudes take it. It's like, nah, you ain't going to do that ever. And like I said, you ain't got to get big. I'm not talking about you got to grab them or anything like that. Nah, you just leave them. Leave them. Let them replace you. Because I promise you, bro, you can replace her a lot faster than she can replace you, especially if you're a top tier guy. Now, if you just want to go out here and you just want to bang all these chicks, bro, I ain't mad at you, man. You do like Frisco Kid.
Tell what Frisco I say.
You know what I have to tell them, say? Big up my girl on the side, cause of them flex the best.
Yeah. Big up to them girls who have the flex the best. Big up to them 304s, bro. That's what you got to do. That's my favorite new button, bro. That was Lady Saw and that was Frisco Kid. Like, yeah, and the little freestyle they had, bro. Like, yeah, big up to them girls who flex the best, bro. Go out there and run them. Have some fun. But then you'll realize at the end of all that, like, man, it is kind of empty, right? You had some fun. It was physical. It was good. But at the end of the day, it's like, I want more. Some dudes are cool with that. They'll just live like that till they die. But most guys, they're like, now I want to find myself a good woman. Who's a good woman? The woman who doesn't want to disrespect you in public. The woman who's not trying to prove anything to you. The woman who adds value to you day one. The woman who loves to talk to you. The woman who says, I'm not going on a girl's trip. I'm not going on ladies' night. I'm going to stay home with my man. That's the woman you want. That's the one. Now, some women will try to run a play. They'll try to present that way, but all it is a play. And this is why you got to vet them. I have yet to meet a woman who can keep up that charade for over 2 years. At some point, it's going to come out. She going to get wild. She going to get crazy. It's going to come out. If she is like Travis Hunter's wife or if she is like that young girl that just got $20 million out of Shannon Sharp, it will not take you long to see it. But you got to pay attention. And you have to accept what's being shown to you. Do your due diligence, but you got to accept it. You're dealing with a woman, she's like, all of my friends are male. I mean, they're just my friends. I mean, why are you acting this way? They're just friends. Like, all right. Every last one of them dudes are in the friend zone. Now, can she have a best friend or, a childhood friend who's male? Yeah, she could. You know what I'm saying? But when she has a whole legion of dudes, you gotta be careful. When her social media is all public and she loves getting the validation, the free validation, the free attention, the money, you gotta look at that, bro. Pay attention. Don't say nothing. Just watch it. No, that's cool. Yeah, I love an independent woman. You go, girl. Tell her exactly what she wants to hear so she can show you who she really is. That's the woman you want. You want the woman who's like, ew, I don't do that. Her social media is private, right? She ain't got a whole bunch of dudes on there thirsting after her. She don't have a whole bunch of thirst trappy pictures on there. You want the woman who's there thinking about you. I had a conference call today with my buddy and his wife, Slant business partner, Slant best friend. She was on the call. She was the one following up. Like, hey, what's going on with this? Have we covered that? Have we discussed that? And I'm like, yep, this is what's going on. This is how it's going to work. We do this in 3 phases. Here are the 3 phases. Let me break it down for you. You have any questions? That's the woman you want. You want the woman who is on you about your business. She could care less about going out, having fun, partying and kicking it. I want to make sure that my man has everything he needs to be successful. That's the woman you want. Right? And if you're not up on this game, if you're not up on this red pill knowledge, you're going to miss out on that woman. You're going to miss out. You have to learn how to sit back and observe. So A Dose of Game is a perfect podcast, I think, for a lot of you young guys who are just getting started. He covers how to approach a woman at work, how to he covers how to holler. If you want to try to holler at a stripper, okay. And people are like, I tell guys all the time, don't get into a serious relationship with a dancer, but that's a good place to practice your game. You know what I mean? If you could bag a dancer, like an exotic dancer, if you can bag a bartender or a waitress, your game is up to par. Like if you can get one of those 3 women to go on a date with you, if you can go on the Hooters and get the real phone number of the bartender or the waitress back there, get her to go out and she is paying for you to go out. She's taking you places and getting you drinks. If you can do that, your game is on point. Right? So these are the things y'all need to be thinking about. Y'all need to be paying attention to, right? This is what I mean when I say red pill for life, bro. Y'all really got to dig down. The notion of the girl next door that's perfect and you guys are going to live happily ever after, man. I'm here to tell you, bro, that's really a pipe dream. And it just, the most successful relationships take work. Period. End of statement. There's no way around it. The most successful relationships take work, whether we're talking romance, whether we're talking about business. The amount of work I have put in building relationships and building up my network over the past 18 months is insane. That's 24 months. I came here from California, started from scratch, had to build everything up. Nothing but front end work. But the relationships that I have with my people now are solid. They're golden, but it takes work. And now we're coming together. Things are starting to happen. Same thing happens when you're in a relationship. Starts out slow. You're getting to know each other, right? Allow her to do what she's going to do. Just sit back and just let her do it. If she's going to cause a scene in public with you, that's not the one. If she's going to jump on social media and complain about something you did or something you didn't do, that's not the one. If she spends the majority of her time on social media and not talking to you, not wanting to talk to you, that's not the one. If she's outright refuses to cook for you, to clean, I'm talking about your space, like come over to your space and clean and cook and make sure you're taken care of. If she outright refuses to do that, that's not the one for you. Right? The real good women will do all those traditional things. They will do all those feminine things. They will, and they'll love it. So I'm just here to tell you, learn from Shannon Sharp, learn from Travis Hunter. We didn't even get to talk about Matt Bauer. That's the Major League Baseball player who had his career upended and ruined by some woman who lied about him. And he spent, I think I pulled it up here. He spent a ton of money clearing his lane. And let's pull this up real quick, guys. I want you guys to see this real quick. And this will be from the PBD podcast. Shout out to PBD. And I'm going to wrap this up because we're over 2 hours. But this is Matt Bauer. This is the guy who went through a horrendous situation with this girl who lied. And he cleared his name, but it cost him dearly, man. Let's check this out. My bad. Hold on, guys.
At 40, making 20 million, which would be well below, what guys like Scherzer and Verlander are making at 40.
Here we go.
So if I decline linearly from 30 to 40 and end up at 40, making 20 million, which would be well below, what guys like Scherzer and Verlander are making at 40. Let's just say I decline linearly, then I would have averaged 30,750 for 10 years. So that'd be 300 million plus the,
and you were innocent. So $350 million to $400 million, and you were innocent.
So if I decline.
So there was a woman who set him up, and he was innocent, and he spent a lot of money to clear his name. So let's listen to a little bit more of this.
Trevor Bauer, this guy was at the top of the top, wins the Cy Young Award, meets a girl, they do what they do. All the texts show that it was consensual, and maybe he watched 50 Shades of Grey one too many times. I don't know. Maybe he was inspired by, what's the guy's name? Something Gray, right? Maybe he wanted to be that guy in baseball. Who knows? The girl was okay with it. Then they go to Pasadena court, then she loses. He's like, dude, okay, can I come back to the MLB? No, you're too toxic. I didn't do anything wrong. No, you can't come back. Rob Manfred doesn't allow this guy to come back. He gets blackballed. Teams are afraid of signing this guy. And then he's now playing the game, not making a lot of money. Trevor Bauer.
So this is the kind of stuff that we're talking about, guys. The game doesn't care, bro. It's real. Like, it's real out there, man. The game doesn't care. Trevor Bauer lost hundreds of millions of dollars over a play. And that girl, she wound up getting $300,000 out of all this. He loses over $300 million. She gains $300,000. And guess what? She's still out there doing her thing, trying to line up her next victim. This is the game, bro. Like I say, don't hate the players. Don't get mad at her. She ran her thing. She did what she was doing. Hate the game. This is the way society has it set up. So, hey, guys, all I'm saying is y'all better double down, triple down on this red pill knowledge, man. I'm not saying you got to go out there and live life like Myron Gaines. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying you got to go out there and be the next Andrew and Tristan Tate. I ain't saying that. But you need to be listening to these dudes, right? Take the meat, leave the bones. Take the good information. Study it. Understand it. Put it to use. See what's going on out here in these streets. Like, run some of these games on your own. Like, go out here like, man, I can't believe this woman. Go out and meet a woman and do everything. Meet two women. Go out one night, meet two women, two average women, right? On a scale of 0 to 10, we're talking about women who are between 4 and 6. Meet two of them, same night. One, treat her like the perfect gentleman, be the good guy, be attentive, be there for her, answer her calls, answer her texts right away. The other one, blow her off. When she hits you up, don't answer her, leave her on red. Only reach out to her when you want to see her. Hit her up like booty call time. You know what I mean? Just hit her up like, what's up? And what you doing? Netflix and chill. You want to take me here? Nah, we could do Netflix and chill though. Run those two plays simultaneously and watch how these women react. Watch how they react when you're the good guy versus when you're the bad boy. Watch how they react, bro. And then just try. You can try with church women, try with college girls, you try with hood girls, suburb girls. You can try it with Latinas. You can try it with Asian women. You can try it with whoever you want to try it with. The game is universal, bro. It doesn't matter. So that's what you got to do, man. Get out there and do it. Yeah, he sure did, bro. Trevor Bauer, that's the one guy I do feel bad for. Like, damn, bro. That, $300 million, $400 million. Wow. But it is what it is. That's why you got to be gamed up. So that's it. That's all I got for today, man. I just wanted to end with that. Guys, man, the game doesn't care. The game does not care. And a lot of people are like, they're going to get theirs. Karma's going to come back. Maybe, maybe not. I know a lot of bad guys karma ain't never came and got them. I know a lot of dudes did a lot of bad things and they still living good. Karma ain't never got them. So, but then I know guys who, done some things and karma came and got them right away. So it is what it is, bro. But The game don't care, bro, and it's a cold game out here. So all I'm saying is make sure you understand how this works. Make sure you get yourself gamed up so you are ready to prepare. You are prepared to deal with what's out here. That's all I'm saying. And make sure you check out some of these podcasters. Man, Rich Cooper's a great one. Entrepreneurs in Cars, it's a great one. Watch Joker. What's that? Better Bachelor. Watch Joker. You know what I mean? Of course, you know, you got like Fresh and Fit, whatever podcast, we want to just watch the women and listen to some of the craziness that they say. You know, Brandon Carter, we was talking about him. Watch some of his content. You know, Access Vegas with Michael Certain. Definitely watch that. You know what I mean? Orion Taraban. Make sure you look at what he's putting out there. James Sexton. You know what I mean? Shit, Professor Scott Galloway. Right? Diary of a CEO is out there. Make sure you check that out. This red pill message is mainstream now, guys. And there's no excuse. If you get caught up, man, it's on you. It's on you. Don't be crying later. Talking about didn't nobody tell me, man. Everybody telling you, just like Travis Hunter right now. Everybody telling you. So get out here, get gamed up, and happy hunting. You know what I mean? I got to go, guys. Thanks for rocking out with me, man. I'm DL Saint. This is I Really Want to Know podcast, man. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.
Nothing like I've ever seen. It's just a thing of beauty.
Darn, that's the end.
Thank you.